a sandwich. Now. Oh, sandwich wench. Yo, wench. Sandwich. Now. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. Sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. A sandwich. A sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. Sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. A sandwich. Oh, sandwich wench. I want a sandwich. Sandwich.
Hello everyone, I think I'm live. Am I live? I think I am. Hope you're all well. Welcome to another Not Worth a Cork. Yes, that's what we call this. It's totally the name. Hope you're all well. We are waiting for Mr. Bay of Dave to return. He had just gone to go and get a drink of water, I believe. Hope you're all well. We might sound a little bit different. I'd like to apologise in advance. As why is that not visible? Huh. Okay, that's not working. Okay. Apparently the coffee thing isn't working. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, might sound a little bit different. I do apologise. We have discovered after much research that with all the effort I went to bring my microphone all the way to Norwich, my newer laptop is too advanced for the microphone. But I will, when I get home, test the microphone again on my computer because as of this moment it's dead, which is a bit of an inconvenience. But it seems all right. I hope. Hope you don't mind the audio quality. There is a new coffee goal that we have just in case. In the form of a replacement microphone. I still find it a bit strange though because I've got lesser quality microphones. Blue Yetis, which is what I use, are the best mic really for me. And so yes, we are a bit, yeah. Anyway, you might hear him better this time. Joining me to go through 8 different whiskies, 2 of which are not here, but you'll understand why soon, is Dave. Say hi, Dave.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully you can hear me.
Yes, now with added nasally,
Yes,
because he never had his adenoids removed.
even more nasally now. Well, enough of that.
Quite a nasally voice, yes. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Annoyed that we've had all these problems. I feel bad that you brought your mic and
Yeah, now we know
it didn't work.
it's probably more than likely not the mic. Not well, it is and isn't. We don't know for certain if the microphone will work. But I'm going to I'll take it back to Kent on Sunday and I'll find out. So hello Leona, hello Charlie, hello I'm a confused cupcake, hello Stina who's asking the important questions, hello Gemma, hello Ragamuffin, anyone else that's joined, hi, hope you're well. We are on my laptops, this is like the first stream we've done here. Am I coming across faint? I mean, on my end the audio is incredibly high, so it shouldn't be that way. I'm used
No, we have tested this as well, and it was coming out loud enough to be heard from another room.
Yes. So I don't believe. I mean, it might be that, but the audio on this end is loud. It's as high as it usually is on my end, back home.
Yeah.
Anyway, the theme of today, as you can see on the screen, is Wales. I can't remember the name of the stream though. It's just all the alliteration. It's like 3 sets of W's, 3 sets of 3 W's. It's quite a lengthy one.
I don't know if it doesn't. No, it doesn't display it all on Discord. Yeah.
I mean, you could just mute this. He's a boomer. He's literally doesn't know how to mute his phone.
It's on mute. Go away.
You say it's on mute, but I hear that.
Yes, that's because the media isn't on mute. Just the.
But then mute it.
So I don't know. Yeah, but mute doesn't always override it on mine.
You know, I could just pull it up, right? Like, by going to Discord.
Well, you could have done that, but you didn't.
Like,
So
the wonderfully wicked, wacky, wild, whelming world of welcoming Welsh whiskey.
there we go. Yes, it did.
And it did show all of it, but I knew the last two words were Welsh whiskey.
Fine. Okay, you win. That is your turn. You
Thank you, Leona.
win.
It's not that bad though.
Good.
But it's not. We are in a smaller room on purpose. Actually, we're actually in his office, which is where I'm sleeping ish. And
It's where Meg lays in a bed
I try to
and then sits up.
pretty much do. But yeah, we thought we'd go through this because the picture you see on the screen is all Dave's. That's his collection of Welsh whiskey. But he's alphabetized it, which I think is slightly wrong.
Well, none of them are aged, so I haven't got
No,
any
what it
ages
is not that. I mean, in the sense of they're two separate sets.
Yeah,
There's
true.
for this to make sense, we'll come here. The myth, legend, Celts go together. They're a set. They're the dragon series.
Yeah, they are.
Whereas the others are not necessarily standard, but they are a different line. And that worked without me having to move the chat up. That's good. I'm using all the hotkeys today. Welsh whiskey with added whelm. Absolutely. Is Dave no? He's a bottle of scotch.
But Dave is now a year older than his bottle of scotch.
Indeed, but that's never going to change. Hello, Miss Sparkles. Hope you're well. But what we thought we'd do though first is talk about our day today because we were looking forward to this. Last night we went to see Trivium and it was fantastic. We had the single best spot in the house.
Yeah.
Because we were stood right by the sound booth, sound area, and it was right in the middle, and we had a rail we could lean on. It was awesome.
Yes, we found our new gig heaven, which is leaning on a security barrier for a minute.
Not leaning back on it because that didn't help, but leaning into it's fine. But today, with the headache, which is great, we went around the city. It was lovely. Eventually,
Yeah.
We found Soddle really. Well, he found Firefly, built board game, and
Yes.
and I bought some little bits and bobs for others, and then we went to the whiskey shop.
the place of heaven that is on earth.
Although to be fair,
Full of whiskey.
had you not decided to get what you got, you would have come up with more.
True.
You would.
Yeah, there were two ways I wouldn't have come out with more. One of them was accomplished, one of them wasn't.
That's only because the Hakushu, whatever it is, that wasn't a part of a set.
Yeah.
I got it. To be fair, I knew that they were doing. So for those that don't know, there are some Japanese whiskies made by Suntory. They have done a limited run on them, but most companies in this country are doing it by ballot only, which means you have to pay in advance and hope your name is drawn. You get money back though. Yeah. It's not a raffle. It's not a prize. It's just that I did that earlier in the year with the Macallan to. Well, I thought if I added mine to it, you could then stand a chance of winning it.
I won the cacao one.
Yeah, you got one. What's the other one?
That's the only one I've got on the ballot.
No, there were other ones, weren't there? Harmony series.
Oh yeah.
There was cacao and there were Arabica.
Yeah. No, I've got Arabica.
Yeah, cacao.
There's cows and there's this.
Yeah.
I've got rich Arabica. There's another Arabica. And there's a rich cacao and smooth cacao.
Yeah, I knew there were others because I've seen them pop up now.
They're all in my Amazon wish list.
Not linked on this stream because honestly, I don't think any of you should have to pay that much. But I have an Amazon wish list and whiskies there are vastly more affordable. By all means, send it all to me. But yes, today Dave bought himself 4 bottles. 4 bottles. Oh, I would, but that's too cheap.
You could put it on your wish list.
I mean, you can if you want, but it'd be a bit cheeky.
Was it that one?
Yeah, I mean,
the one below.
Doesn't matter, it's the same thing. Just different colour, that's all it is. It's exactly the same. Anyway, Dave bought himself 4 items. Technically 4. Yes, 4.
Apparently 4.
Yes. And I got myself 8. But I did have to buy...
Wasn't it 9?
Dad's birthday present.
Okay, fine. Well,
I also, by my sister, my dad's birthday is late September. And so I had to pick up a birthday present from him, for him, from my sister, myself, and from Dave. You paid for that?
Not yet, no.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so I got him a bottle of Nika Days because I went back into the shop after coming out with all the swag we came out with. I then went with
back to the car.
We had lunch, went to
loading it up in the car.
Did we go to the bank first or did we not?
Oh yeah, no. So we went from the whiskey shop to the bank.
Yeah.
Put your name down on the list because it was one wait.
Yep.
Went back to the car via the shop for you to get pills.
Yep.
And
I
then,
need headache tablets.
we then put the stuff in the car.
Yeah.
Went to Burger King.
Yeah.
While we were having Burger King, we were informed that.
Is the stream quiet to anyone else? if anyone in the chat, I'm usually quite self-conscious about this because of the microphone I use, I pride myself on the audio quality. Today, I cannot control it. So I cannot do anything to improve it. If it is too quiet for you, I'm really sorry. This is not a regular occurrence. I should have brought the Yeti Nano I have, but I brought my standard Yeti thinking it would be better, not knowing it would not be compatible. That was my mistake.
We've tried 3 cables, 2 laptops.
Yes, we have. The PC here, we could have tried it on this.
They were USB free. The same problem.
Well, isn't this just
Literally, the Alienware is the only thing it might have worked on.
right? I should have bought. I actually have a USB hub that's USB 2. Can you get my laptop back for me?
So do I somewhere.
Just go get it. And humour me for a moment, please. Hi, Joe. But yeah, I acquired a few things. But I'm going to go through mine before we start. I haven't got pictures for this, so my swag is a bit different. I acquired a liqueur first, last. A bottle of bourbon biscuits made with fine Kentucky bourbon blended. Yeah, it's a liqueur, but it's bourbon, as in the chocolate biscuit. Better headphones rather than speakers. Ah, okay. Hi, Shady Lane. Hello, Joe. I do appreciate this. So there's. Oh, I appreciate that, Stina. I have acquired my stream whiskies for Twitch, which will be updated accordingly. We have Tobermory 12, which is an unpeated island. We have Bunnahabhain 12, which I have a bottle of already. Hi, Yempi. No, we're going to talk about other things first because we want to go through it. Bunnahabhain is one of our, quite frankly, it's quite popular with us actually. It's quite nice. But
I can't find mine.
mine's in here, so I'll deal with that.
That's attached to this computer. Mine is.
This is the part where I find I didn't actually put it in here when I thought I had. And then I find I didn't. Oh no, there it is. Get the mic, get the thing,
There
please.
were USB free, not
No, because I've used the mic on this before.
Ah,
We'll find out in a second. I've used the mic on this before, it has registered.
okay.
Well, it might be threes actually, but I know I've used it on here before. Not on this laptop though. But we'll find out. We'll find out. But yeah, I got a smoky whiskey called Ben Riach 12, and Dalmore 12, which is a Highland, and then we bought a few treats because we wanted treats. Um, I've used it on that before, oddly enough, when I had a USB issue on my computer. So if it doesn't, I'd be really irritated. But I mean, we can have a little quick try.
It's Sabarin. Maybe it's good bits of kit.
It's on. Nothing. No. All right.
Yeah.
Very well. Next time I bring a different one.
Ah, but you use it on your computer.
Yeah. My computer
Oh,
always.
the software driver will still be that old.
Yeah. Never mind. So the collectible piece I bought was one called Mortlac 12, which has a werewolf on the box and the bottle. It's a 13-year-old 2021 release. It looks awesome. It even has a story on it. What are the three right-hand? What?
What are the free right-hand side?
They're whiskies we're going to go through soon. The last one I bought was another Bunnahabhain, which is a cask strength 12-year-old. Because
A and B.
hello, Brodello. Hope you're well. Sorry we haven't started drinking yet. For those who think that's what we should be doing. Wait. You got bourbon with bourbon biscuits. Made with it's a liqueur. It's called bourbon flavored. Bourbon flavored. Sorry, bourbon flavored with bourbon biscuits. Yeah, dark chocolate, natural vanilla, infused with real life, no fooling bourbon biscuits.
And in fact, hopefully they're spelled exactly the same because the English language is awesome.
Yes, of course, I'm correct.
Yeah.
But yes, we've got. Oh, and the last thing I bought because I had a little bit of money left was a Campbelltown Glen Scotia, finished in a rum cask, which is over there.
Oh.
But it's fine. I'm holding it. I don't need to hold it, do I?
Sure.
So anyway, yes, we're on a non-mic thing. But Dave acquired a couple of things. Would Dave like to share with the class what he acquired?
Oof, looks untrustworthy good cutlery.
He does.
Yes, thank you, Joe, for the help with tech support.
We do appreciate that.
So, Dave, back at end of July, went into the whiskey shop and spotted on a shelf up high an interesting bottle with a 35 on it. They've inquired, and this is a limited run batch of rare whiskey, single cask, bottled by a distillery company.
Coffee hasn't worked on a stream.
Oh,
Thank you, Ragamuffin. I really appreciate that. For some reason, it didn't pop on my end. I've got the coffee thing right there, and it's not showing. So
no.
I can't do anything about that. I have to rely on. I may have to give me a sec. I have to try and. Oh God, let's go here. Coffee. I'll have to go and log in and see if I can get to work because that's really odd. I do apologise. It again. No.
That might be useful if it doesn't pop on the screen.
It's finding the widget part. Right. That's not the widget I want. Carry on talking, David, what you were getting. Sorry.
Okay, so I had a look at this very nice 35-year-old whiskey for a lot of money, and did debate that would be what I bought.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of weeks ago, looked on the website, and it was no longer on the website, so I assumed it had sold out or gone because they only had one bottle. So I was like, okay, I'll start thinking of other things. And the hook shoe that we've just mentioned was one of those things that I thought, I could get that if they'll sell me one bottle and then just another something. So yeah, asked that question, but I did have a list in case of other things. Was told no, I can only buy it as part of the set, and I wasn't going to drop £3.5 on 4 bottles of whiskey. Not today, anyway. So started looking. Other things on my list weren't there, so started trying. One thing was the Ardre, which is fairly new. It is a combination of Japanese and Scottish whiskey and whiskey blending,
Mm-hmm.
which is obviously quite interesting, seeing as they are obviously the pinnacle of whiskey, the Japanese and the Scottish.
Right, I fixed it. Sorry about that, folks.
Excellent, well done.
And thank you, Ragamuffin. I really do appreciate that. I'm really sorry that it didn't show. Apparently, we're having. It wasn't a problem before because we were sorting it out. I set it all up today, and everything was set and all in place.
Yeah.
So, what did you get, Dave?
So I did get the bottle of Ardre. That was a very nice bottle. It's very fancy. It has been licked by Meg.
Yeah, it had to be because Dave's threatened to lick something on mine that I haven't bought.
No, it definitely hasn't bought.
No.
Definitely hasn't been delivered.
No,
No. So yes, there will be pictured at some point on the server of the bottle because it is cool.
Licked
For now,
by Meg.
just in the box.
Because they're made by the same company that made the Glengassa, and I wanted one of those bottles.
So.
Oh, okay. You got receipts because you want to bring my bottle in as well.
So that's
yeah, you bought Firefly. That was awesome.
So I was then umming and ahhing about what I got.
We've been there for a while. The guy was very helpful. He gave us 2 samples.
Yes, we did have some samples.
Oh, it was glorious.
I then may have turned round and been looking at random things and spotted on the top of the shelf.
Oh, that's how you saw it.
The 35-year-old bottle that I thought wasn't there. After I'd already bought a bottle, and then that changed my decision-making process. And so I may have accidentally bought the 35-year-old whiskey for my 35th birthday.
Just a quick thing. How much did that cost, eh? Was it more or less than what I bought in my first go?
More.
Right. Now, I did technically go back for a second and a third because I had a little bit of change left over, and then I said to go get my dad a present.
Was it more than the first and second?
How much was yours again?
Yes.
No. If you include my adding the Glen Scotia, no. Actually, hang on. Yes, it actually still is. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. It's by like £1, I think.
So this is now the most I have spent on a bottle of whiskey.
Good. Share it with the class, go on. If you want to.
Basically £400.
But to be fair, and this is the justification, Dave had a good paying job. He's earned this.
Yes, I did get a good bonus.
Right. He's earned that, and I fully understand it. Mine, 4 of them are stream whiskies for Twitch. So I do apologize if you want us just to go straight into the Penderyn, but I thought try and put on a show.
Yes, we're discussing the boshing. I mean, with what you'd like to know about us spending all
Yeah,
the
I
money
mean,
we have on.
we've got a nice little array, and I'm really excited because a few of these, like the bourbon is going to be really interesting with the
Yeah.
liqueur stream. We're going to do hot chocolates with it.
some hot chocolate stream at some point.
And I think also last time he and I went into the whiskey shop, Dave boshed, but he didn't bosh as much as me. This time he boshed, and he boshed as much as me.
Yeah, Dave boshed.
But then Meg decided afterwards he's on Amazon and he saw another bosh and he was like,
Yeah.
but then
Meg
Meg,
was
then
boshed
Meg
up.
was like, my microphone isn't working and I've just boshed.
Yeah.
For God's sake. Hi Anne, hope you're well.
So
Oh,
yeah,
it's an Anne with an E. How are you doing?
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went big and then went home.
Well, to be fair,
No, I didn't do that because I went back and bought something.
so I also later in the day we went to a shop early.
No, we didn't go back. I was still there because you were then looking for something else, and he asked if we'd like any samples because we'd spent it. He's like, "Would you like any other samples?" So we said, "Oh, what have you got for like potential purchases?" And so he then pointed to the English Whisky Company,
Oh God,
a
yeah.
whiskey shop exclusive, 13-year-old
Rum cask.
rum cask heated
Cask strength,
half
isn't it?
strength
Yeah,
whiskey.
very strong.
I tried, and I shouldn't have
And then he went a bar.
because yes, I went bosh.
It was very good. But
On
yeah,
the plus side, that one was cheap enough that I could pay by contactless.
just, I mean, to be fair, yeah. I mean, you had more luck with contactless than I did. My Tesco rejected me twice.
Yeah,
Three
because we'd spent a lot of money. So.
No, there's that. So yeah. So
And
there was one.
those were my boshes.
So there is one other bosh, but I'm going to add context. Basically, I decided we had earlier gone into another shop that we noticed had a bottle he wanted, but I saw the bourbon and I thought, well, I'll grab it. What he didn't realise was I grabbed the Letchik that he wanted, which I have as well, and I put it on the counter, and then after paying for it, just
No, I
put it.
realised you picked it up.
No, but
I
you
was just
hadn't-
confused as
you
to
hadn't let
why.
me finish. You didn't let me finish. You ruined the story.
Sorry.
I'm going to fold my arms in the tantrum. No, sorry. Yeah, I was going to buy it for him because I had a little extra cash, and I thought, yeah, no, I'll do that. So I gave it to Dave, and he was all gooey about it. It was adorable. Pinching his cheeks, the usual. He was very happy with that. But also, he wants it, and we also really enjoy that whiskey. Letchik Rioja cask is absolutely spelled Ledaig.
Yes, spelled nothing like it sounds.
Yeah, totally like it sounds. But yes, it's okay. It's like the new Bunnahabhain I acquired, the Moigna,
Yeah.
with no G in it.
Yes, it has an invisible, not a silent G, an invisible G.
Moine. So it's Moigna.
Yeah.
All right.
Good Celtic name.
Heavily peated though. You got my attention. Right next to Tokakaga. Spelled Toi Tichada.
Yeah.
But yes, we've absolutely had a fantastic day. And the best part is, I have to get the train back on Sunday. Dave's going to have to bring this down to me when he comes down to mine. Well, he won't be with me until Friday. But he's going to be going camping with my sisters and all that on Wednesday, I believe.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to look after my stuff as well. Some of my stuff. Because there are things I can't. I realised how heavy even though I packed light, even my laptop bag, you noticed the weight.
That was quite a lot of weight. Yeah, weirdly, because the
where am I
laptop's
here?
not that heavy.
Don't get here. I was walking around Norwich for hours with it, and yeah, that's a weight. I don't notice it after a while, but only because your arm goes numb. But yes, we had a good day. I think we had good fun eventually.
Yeah.
Got some great swag. Got some chocolate from Hotel Chocolat, and
Yes.
yes, chocolate.
And alcohol.
Oh, you're watching Firefly again.
Excellent.
We're okay with this because we like Firefly.
Yeah.
Although we have been watching Young Sheldon today.
Yeah.
Because we wanted a break before we go and do other silly things tomorrow. Okay, so we're doing Penderyn because both of us like.
What?
That makes no sense to anyone in the chat. They don't understand that, and no context needed. So first of all, let's talk about Penderyn because we have a good history with this.
Yes.
Never gotten rat-arsed on it,
Yet.
but we have good history with it because of
Easter.
Asda
and FIFA.
So how did we come across this? Because I don't remember. It was the second stream whiskey, or first. I don't remember which. It might be the first.
I mean, we found it in Asda, didn't we?
It was before Jameson's, wasn't it?
No, I think it was after. Didn't we find it? I have a feeling we were there looking and some random person said to try it because it was good. And that random person became our new god, other than we didn't know who he was or what to pray for. But yeah, I'm pretty sure some random customer said, try this one, it's really nice.
Yeah.
So we did. And
The bottle was the
Yeah.
same one you got.
it was, yeah.
Because for this to make sense, the bottles on the right are the newer design compared to the two
The three bottles
exposed
on the
ones.
very
Yeah,
right, yeah.
the two in the middle that are exposed as opposed to the three coloured ones. Not intended to be racist. Don't try me. Don't be that person. Don't be a dick. Don't get me demonetized. Thank you. They're the original design, which is like a wine bottle, to be honest. I'm not huge on the boxes for the newer bottles because they're not really boxes.
No.
Also, the base for the newer bottles is a lot smaller, so they could tip quite easily. But what we did, we play FIFA, and every time you score, you did a victory sip.
Yep.
And we would, after about 5, 6 games, we'd have scored a lot of goals. We'd be quite high up, and
Yeah.
we'd plateau for a while, carry on drinking, and then we'd hit the limit of how much whiskey we can safely drink before we come crashing down and blame the game for glitches and bugs. When in reality, it's because we suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi Amber.
We
Hope
were
you're
definitely on Meg Sips back in the day, though.
we were, yeah.
I don't think I'd started the Dave Sips back then.
This makes sense. It's more. It's not a white girl sip. Just to be clear, there is a genuine whiskey sip going on. It's just measured because we were trying to play a game as well. And Amber, if the audio quality is not as good, we do apologise. But we do like Welsh whiskey. I have a couple at home. I have a standard Madeira, which I traded with Dave actually, because he had a spare, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep. I have a bottle of the Legend, which I got for Christmas from my dad, which is fine. And I got a bottle of the Myth.
Myth, because we put it on your wish list.
Yes, somebody during the Dave did it during the stream, and someone literally bought it while we were streaming my 8th anniversary. And Celt is on there too. If someone just wants
Someone other than Dave, although Dave also bought it.
he did. He also then bought 2 others. If someone does want to get me Celt to complete the set, by all means
Yeah.
do so. We here would love that.
Someone else bought it for themselves as well.
Did they?
Yes, I think Castiel maybe bought the Myth as well.
You're kidding.
No, there was 3 purchases.
Win. Anyway, what denotes a white girl sip? It's like barely sucking in air. Like it's where it just touches your lips and you lick your lips. That kind of, the white girl sip. You know what I mean, don't you?
Yeah.
It's barely anything at all. Whereas the way I sip for taste. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I actually do want to get more flavour and I want to enjoy it for longer. But then I YOLO swipe and undo it, so it's fine. But yeah, so we're gonna start with, I think, yes, Penderyn Celt. Now it's alphabetical order. That's why this bottle is the new design for the bottle, which I believe, if I'm hoping it is shorter.
They are, I believe, slightly shorter.
Which makes me happy because there's still a chance in the future one could end up in the cabinet.
Can actually fit in the cabinet.
Yeah, because I've got plenty of space, but I don't have the height. Whereas Dave has the height, but not the space.
I have less depth.
Yes, you also don't have the hardwood, which I think also affects you as well, because your wood will bend a bit quicker than mine. I treat my wood, giggity. Mine will last a bit longer. I've got the beeswax, linseed oil, and turpentine, which I use to treat the wood. But yes, is this one we're trying?
No.
Have we had Celt?
Yes.
That was on the
So Celt. This is going to sound really weird, given that later in the stream there is a Penderyn peated, but Celt is the Pandarin that I brought with me when we did our peated whiskey stream, which, if you weren't there for that, well, sucks to be you. Fine. Then you can understand what we're talking about.
Last minute.
So we have had this recently as a peated Penderyn, because it is a lightly peated.
It was the weaker. It was one of the weakest peated whiskies, but that does not mean compared to the others it was bad. It just meant as far as the quality of the peated level goes, it wasn't like the coup de grace was the Lagavulin at the end. Yeah, Lechik was there, and that's not highly peated either, but Lechik was better. There was more, and that's not a shot at Penderyn, but Penderyn Celt is quite mild. Yeah. Okay. Good to know that Meg treats his wood so absolutely. You get it. You guys make your jokes though, because I can't make any more.
Yes, we can't make.
Yeah, we got to
do for us.
Yes, please do that. We do appreciate it. Any assistance in making inappropriate wood-related jokes, please put them in the chat. And honestly, we don't mind. But free speech absolutist to a limit where you can't say certain words. Sorry, absolutist in the slightest. But yeah, Celt is a nice whiskey. It's smooth. It is lightly peated. There's nothing wrong with it at all. But compared to the others we had, it was one of the weaker ones. It wasn't the weakest. There were a couple that were weaker. Alta Barney was one. We had to put the Pulteney Hudart there because Dave wasn't fond of it.
Yeah, the Alta Barney was an odd one because it was a space side and they're very rarely peated, so it was probably always going to struggle a bit. But
Yeah, they do struggle a bit. They're not naturally that way though. And that was a non-Isla peated stream.
yeah,
So we were taking some that absolutely blew our minds, and the others were like, nah.
yeah,
And that made sense. Voice memo later. Thought, I mean, I could play on. No, I'm not stream. I'm enjoying my annual leave. Oh, nice. Hope you're having fun with it. But yeah, we're not going to be doing this one because we don't need to.
yeah.
We've already reviewed it, but then there's a little bit of a thing here because the next one we're also not going to drink, which
Yeah.
I still think we should.
I mean, I can go get it.
We can do 7. 7.
7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7.
If you don't get that joke, you are not as old as us. Bailey's now going to go and get the number 7, which will now become the number 1.
I'm not going to get the number 7 because number 7 is Jack Daniels. We're not drinking that.
Do you have it?
I'm scared.
That's 5cl too much, you basic white bitch. Put that down the toilet, it'll clean anything out from the inside. Does great on lime scale, I hear. Especially when guys heave it in pubs. So yeah, the first one we're going to try wasn't going to be on the list, but actually there's a reason we need to, because we've not had this one on stream here.
Actually, no, we haven't had it on stream.
We've just quickly talk about the nose. Mild aromas of peat, smoke, early morning at the rock seaside, and warm marmalade on toast. So I remember the mild smoke, but I don't remember the peat. Great sweetness, which is typical of a Penderyn. Slightly medicinal flavours. I do remember that, actually.
Yeah.
Finish, bitterness follows that leaves a long and lingering freshness. I thought, if memory serves, I believe that I said it was a very short finish,
Yeah, I think we thought it was.
which might have been where we were let down. But it is, as you can see on here, this is from the Penderyn website. It's a highly respected, award-winning whiskey, and of the 3, it is one of the most popular of the Dragon series.
Yeah.
The Dragon series being Celt, Legend, and Myth. And I think that it does, because Penderyn, if you're only basing it on Penderyn, it's fantastic. There's a standard.
Yeah.
I think. But then if you then start the way we did it, there's always a risk it does fall down the pecking order, but it doesn't mean it's bad. It just means the others are better.
Yeah, and in the context of what you'd think of Penderyn, you wouldn't expect necessarily a strong peaty from a Welsh whisky. So
Yes, well, we've got that later.
the fact it could compete in the category,
Yeah.
yes, it didn't place as high, but it could still compete. There's still something.
We weren't grading it. That was the point. We were basing it on the others as a tier, but not grading it. Because if we graded it, I think it would be a different kind. If it was strictly on peatedness, it wouldn't be that high. Yes, it would be low grade. But if it's based on things like quality for quantity and stuff, that would actually put it higher. But we're going to move on to the next one, which is the next one. We are going to be trying this. This is Penderyn Legend. Now I've said you almost dropped.
Almost.
Almost, yeah. You've had a few faux pas today, Dave. You've been struggling there. Is that not open? You did drop.
I didn't drop. I let fall out of surprise that we hadn't opened it.
Damn. I gave one bottle to my dad after his car crash. I had one bottle for a stream whiskey and I got one left.
Okay, so for
no.
reference, chat, out of the seven whiskies that we are going to be drinking tonight, 5 of them are not open yet.
Your parents are going to love this. They're going to be like, "You've got all these bottles open, son. What is going on here?" Yes. So that's the peated and the Madeira.
The 2 that are open, that is the peated and Madeira.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to those later, obviously, alphabetical. The thing with this is, this one is reviewed quite low, actually, isn't it? Yeah, I couldn't disagree more with it. Because Penderyn Legend is incredible. So I never heard of this one until I went to Ramstein with my dad, his partner, and Dave.
This is, we definitely blame your dad for this one.
We went back to the camper van and we were sat in there having drinks, and I'd had a glass of Coach Built. I'd had, was it Glenfiddich?
Yeah, you had a Fiddick sample as
15,
well.
I think you took the 18, didn't you?
Yeah, I definitely had the 15.
Yeah.
And then
Dad had
Coach Built.
Yep.
Your dad had the 12.
Yeah, and then he pulled out a Penderyn. I'm like, yes. And he pulls out this bottle, and I'm like, wait, what's this?
Yeah.
Pours me a double, and I'm like, Dave, you need one.
So Dave, having decided that was as much as he was going to drink tonight, suddenly didn't drink.
Yes.
that
Meg,
much.
Meg may have given him the look. Oh,
There was a look, there was a nod, and then there was another glass of whiskey in my hand.
it was, and at Christmas, my dad got me a bottle.
And we managed to get your dad not to put lemonade in ours as well.
Yes, that was nice. He didn't like that. The thing is, also amusingly, every time we went to go get steaks afterwards, we went into Morrison's and found it on sale, and I bought a bottle. I think I did twice, because why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
It was amazing. And then for Christmas, I got a bottle as well, which has a security tag on it.
Yeah.
Um,
Hence the picture on the thumbnail with the security tag.
like harder than that is good. I like that.
If you smash the like so hard that you've broken it, please do feel free to gently stroke the coffee button.
I think Ragamuffin has already to the tune of half the microphone being paid for. Yeah.
Thank you, Ragamuffin. Wow.
I literally checked earlier. I should. I'm really sorry. I should have said that again. Thank you for that. That really helped.
All right, this is going to be risky because to get it anywhere near the
We've
mic.
got decent acoustic. You should be all right. Do it. Not so close.
Oh,
Glass number one, everyone. Let's get it.
oh, hang on.
Why don't I need to smell it? I know it's great.
Give it its traditional.
Right, so on the nose, aromas of fresh apples and citrus fruits intermingle with cream, fudge, and sultana raisins to create a complex yet fresh, clean, and well-balanced whiskey. Oh, he's pouring it. Yes. The Pandarin Legend it's an award winner. You can see the awards just below the add to cart. It's incredibly smooth, and what's wrong?
I thought there was there's a marker on the double side for where the double is. There isn't on the single.
Oh, you don't need it for the single, do you? You don't do singles.
No, I know. That's why I'm making sure it's right because I don't know what the single is. I just pull doubles.
You know, raisins. Don't be so uncultured, Yempy. You're just showing your German inferiority.
It's one of our 5 a day, okay?
Yeah, you eat 5 raisins, you're golden. It's like what, the size of one grape at that point, isn't it? How long is actually no, I don't sleep.
I was gonna say we're gonna have a fun clean-up operation.
It's gonna take a few minutes.
Yes.
All right, well,
unfold a bed, move a load of Penderyn.
first glass everyone, slanty.
Slant.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also, apologies for creaking noises. The tub chair I'm in is.
He's literally sat in an armchair. Because he doesn't need to have 2 desk chairs in his office. When we start doing these again in the when I start properly in the cabin, there will be 2 desk chairs in there because I've got one in my room.
Yeah.
Simple. 2 chairs, one that creaks and a new one, which is oddly enough very similar in shape to that.
Oh dear Lord. Chat, take cover.
Oh no. Anyway, the palate. Incredibly smooth, both fresh and dried, rich dried fruits. Delicate and sweet on the palate with just a hint of bitterness to remain fresh. The finish is long aftertaste of Madeira cake and sultanas.
Yeah.
It's smooth and it's sweet, and I can love it. And I've had cake.
Finish.
Yes, it is actually. It's sort of lingering in the back of my throat.
Yes, we've had cake already. Yes.
Yes, I bought a Bosch.
Literally, the cake is Bosch.
The cake was a Bosch. Yes, absolutely. It was nice and moist.
It was not a lie either. Unlike
Actually,
some cake, the cake was not a lie.
Since you donated such an incredible amount, it was a moist cake. You can YOLO swag fan this, you can sip it, you can taste everything. It's fantastic. And I love the reviews that give this whiskey crap because they are so uncultured. They're the types, I reckon, that go with the heavy, high ABV and like Isla's only.
Yeah, they think it has to be 50% plus.
Yeah, it has to be 100 proof. It has to be 100.
Here we go.
It has to be like all this. But whiskey shouldn't be this complicated. Bitch, whiskey can be whatever you want it to be. It's why when okay, so this makes sense.
I'm not going to make a joke out of what you said, Yempy, because I don't want to get us demonetised.
Yeah, please don't. When we had to go back for the final time to get the my dad's birthday present, I got him a bottle of. It's not in here. It's in the bag behind.
No, it isn't here.
Yeah, there it is. A bottle of Nika. But this is no ordinary Nika. When I said to the guy behind the counter, "Look, we're here for a 3rd time. You've seen it. Well, I am anyway. My dad's birthday's coming up. I need to get him something. He likes to mix things. He doesn't really. It's his 60th. If you want to get him something, he'll think is special. And ironically, There's a level of irony to this. This show is called Not Worth the Cork. This one is one of those.
This one is not worth a cork and does not have a cork.
Yeah, it is a screw top at best. But it suits my dad. It's for his birthday, and we all chipped in. It's a reasonably price. It's fairly pricey, but it's for his birthday. He turned 60 this year in late September, so we've got him a birthday present from myself, from Dave, who hasn't paid, and from my sister and others. And it should go down well enough with them, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
I had Reese's peanut butter chunk giant cookies. I had Bosch. But yeah, we got a birthday present, and the guy catered to us really handily on this one because I said, "Look, my dad does not do it neat. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Even though Penderyn. I mean, I've seen him do.
He did have that neat.
Yes, and he has.
We were having it neat. He didn't put lemonade in his first one.
He has had something else neat before. When I was digging the additional space to move my sister's cabin with brother-in-law,
Yeah.
I had just acquired the Sinatra Select.
Oh yes, he's had that.
One of these glasses
Yeah.
was on the decking, and I was like, "You want some?" Dad came over, and went, "Yeah, sure." Necked it and went, like, "Wait, what? Do you want to know how much that cost? Is it expensive? Yes. No, son. You could take a mortgage out on it. Granted, it's still nowhere near as expensive as yours, but
Yes. Mortgage, what's your collateral? This. Okay, yes, we accept.
what a young dad you have. Yes, indeed I do.
Yeah, it's only about
23 when I
12
was
years
born.
younger than my dad.
Well, yeah, but you're a miracle child, aren't you? Mr. Rossgeller.
True.
But anyway, yeah, this whiskey's fantastic, and it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's a valuable. If you can't get your hands on the Madeira, get your hands on this. It's smooth. It's got a nice sweetness to it. It's got a good finish. How would you review this whiskey, Dave?
It's just an incredibly easy to drink whiskey. It's something that I think you could give to anyone, and if they're a whiskey fan or not, they would be able to drink it.
Yeah.
There'd be no issues with people feeling like the burn or
Yeah.
anything like that.
It's pretty much all done, is there?
There's enough flavour that whiskey pros would still find something in it, but not too much to overwhelm someone that's new.
Yeah, that's why I think my dad liked it because it's something new. It's smoother and it's younger. It's a lot more mild. I think it sits quite comfortably with others that are quite easy to drink. Like I would say, Live at 12.
Yeah.
Incredibly smooth, very easy to drink. Yeah, I can't put what I'd want to put there because it's 12. It's not a smooth whiskey at all. But there are other really smooth whiskies. Hello, Bubbly Production. Hope you're well today. Hope you're fantastic. Hope everyone's doing well. Don't forget to smash the like, folks. It really helps the channel. And if you want to help me buy a new microphone, it's coffee.com/Omegon973.
Yeah.
Well, this is fantastic. I want to finish it.
I find something floating in it. It's just a reflection of the light above us.
I've got little bits at the bottom of mine. Right there. There's something in mine, look.
I might be a little bit fluff off the tea towel. If there's a little bit on the side of the glass.
That's fair. You're a swag fan.
Yeah, well. Swag fam.
You want a guitar? I did not buy a new guitar.
Already smashed. Fair enough.
Thank you. Your father is 62, retired at 60. Well, my dad also retired at roughly 60, but only because he's lazy. If he's listening, hi, Dad, I love you.
One of these days he's going to be listening and he's going to be ringing you, be like, "Stop talking shit about me, son."
No, he doesn't care. He's all good. He can take a joke, and he knows he's listening. He knows he's getting nice, so he has no reason to be. I don't think my dad's a dick or anything like that. You know that.
Yeah.
And also, they paid for our Rammstein gig, didn't they? What's wrong?
There's clips happening.
Yeah.
Wrench him up in his clipping things.
So you get your clips. You're all good. Anyway, on to the next whiskey.
That's right. Leona's sharing her cookies with Joe. She has less sugar.
We're on to the next one. Next one is Penderyn Myth. The reason why is because, oddly enough, it is alphabetical. I haven't used your water jug in a long time. It's because you've got the best one.
Don't forget the sugar.
Okay.
Sugar goo.
There you go. I've cleaned it. For those who don't know, if you go through different whiskies and you're using a jigger, you should clean the jigger after every individual whiskey. The reason why is because you don't want the flavours from the previous one to contaminate the new one. You can also have a small dram or a small amount of water in your glass to clean the interior of the glass, but also so you can then clean your palate.
Mm. For those
And
of you new here, this
ragamuffin.
is the only time I drink water plain.
Yeah, it's true. Ragamuffin, if you want to eat Wildling's cookie, just remember to stroke her hair. Technically, I had
Tell her she's pretty.
I'm really sorry, Ragamuffin, your dad had died due to ill health. But yes, next on the list is the third and final part of the Penderyn Dragon series. And we, by the way, did look at another Penderyn, but they didn't have it in stock.
Yeah.
And when we saw it,
2 to 3 other Pendaryns.
well, the one headliner was the one.
Yeah.
Because headliner is ridiculous finish. It's wine and wasn't it wine and rum?
Yes.
Oh, you got my attention. The rum finishes have gone down so well with us. So when I got the Glen Scotia, it was like, let's do this. Oh, you know what we can do? Are you still going to bring for the audience participation? Bring black, and we just drink that. Yeah.
I can remember that.
Because if you didn't, I'd just pull up the Glen Scotia. How much we can do in one stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, bring black.
Hello, Campbelltown. We're going to town on you.
It's the only one I've got. But yeah, let's get it.
Thanks.
Let's get it.
It's the only one you've got. I think it's the only one we've got.
Yeah. To be fair, I was looking. Oh, hang on. Ah. Oh. This is Penderyn Myth. Now he has the original design. The newer bottle obviously doesn't look like that.
Which is impressive because I only bought this, 2 months ago?
Yeah, they updated it on the website, and so it take months for it. It's like what they did with Glenmorangie. It took a while for them to actually hit the circuit. Don't tell everyone that. Had those glasses and ice? Yes, they have actually, but I didn't bring them to Norwich with me because I wanted to travel light. They are our official stream whiskey glasses.
With dribbling.
Well, it's on your knee, mate. Do you want to suck that? Bring me on.
He is licking me.
No, yeah, they're really good glasses, and we love them. We genuinely do. But they're for when he's in Kent, because I had to travel light because I knew I was buying a few things, Warhammer and whiskey.
Swag.
I bought books.
Yes. We did manage to not buy guns. We did well. We didn't
Oh,
buy Nerf guns.
don't. There were two though. I did already buy enough guns. No, there was one that was like a Gatling, a machine gun on a tripod, and we were like, yeah, but if you get that and stand on my niece's climbing frame, you are the monster of the garden. You are the king of the garden, along with me and my two automatics. So yes, Penderyn Myth. We know nothing about this.
Camping and chase them around the campsite.
Yeah, you chase the Myth's range. Do you know anything about Myth?
It was on offer.
That'll do it.
I didn't have it.
Yes.
I didn't want to not.
So this whiskey is, of the three, the heaviest award winner. They all cost the same price.
Quite a lot.
That is a lot of award. It says on the nose, fresh and lively. Mixed citrus fruits mingling with apple, pear drops, and the merest hint of tropical fruits. This must be the fruitiest of the lot.
Yeah, I can get the fruit and pear drops.
Oh, pear drops.
Finally get a pear drop one.
Holy crap.
How often do I get pear drops on whiskies?
That's instant, though.
Yeah, so any of you that have opened a packet of pear drops and
that
sweet,
bit.
sugary stuff,
Yeah.
that is basically what this does.
By the way, I was about to say pear drop just as you said it. I was like, excuse me first, because I can't go through it. No, that's beautiful. I like that. That's very nice. It's sweet. It's got everything you need. I can imagine this for the purists is not well received. Or maybe that's why Legend is so lowly regarded, because the other two have got more going on.
Maybe. But
idiots.
Yeah.
They're okay. They can be wrong.
You can't have. No whiskey is going to make everyone happy. And looking at the all the award winners and things, you look at the different reviews people give, and people rate one 95 out of 100, and then one person rates it at 70.
Oh god, it's when you find people who are newer to whiskey and they always rate it low, and they always say the same thing. Tastes like shit, mate. You know nothing, you uncultured oik. You're the guy who goes into a whiskey shop drunk and asks some random guy who doesn't work there where the rum is.
After being impressed that the door was open so you could get into the shop in the first place.
Do you approach a customer to ask where the rum is as if he works there when he's wearing a hoodie and a pair of black cargos? The hoodie has Space Raiders or Invaders on.
Yeah.
But no one does that. Hello, maybe a Potu. Hope you're well. Native Tipples. Oh, are they now? Well then, should we have a jolly?
Under you own.
Should we have a jolly? Dave has 9, just to be clear. 8. Is it 8?
Yeah, for one the cabinet 8.
Oh, you didn't get headliner.
No, I didn't get one. We are still on 8.
It's alright, he'll get 9 and then 10. Then him and Johnny Walker will have a conversation.
Yeah. Johnny will not be left
Snarky.
pleased.
Mm. Oh, that might be my favourite actually. Sweetness dominates, then moves over to allow some refreshing bitterness to emerge while the mixed fruits continue to dominate the flavour. And the finish, gradually, all the flavours ebb to leave memories of a lively and light style of whiskey that is easy to drink. That might be my favourite one.
Yeah, I get that.
This might be my favourite of the 3. It's actually really nice. Legend goes down a lot easier.
You know what we're missing in here?
What are we missing?
Fire. Sat by fire. that's very much just chilled out, sat by the fire of an evening, having a sip of whiskey, just lovely,
Yeah, I get you.
got aroma, it's got some nice fruity taste.
Yeah.
It's a very relaxing whiskey to drink. Oh, there we go. We have a fireplace.
For those who don't know what I'm doing now, if you hear this, I've literally pulled up a 12-hour ASMR open fire video, and Dave is looking at it. There you go. You have your open fire. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. Where are my slippers?
And if it were like that Temu came up with an ad, you would have gotten that sooner. Mm.
That's the stuff.
Oh, I feel warm already. It's not because it's bloody humid. Fantastic. I couldn't resist that. Stay.
There's a picture, yeah. Verbally only, I can't do painting.
Okay. That's a beautiful whiskey. This one surprises me in the same sense that Johnny Walker Lowland, because that again is another one of those things where it just hits you and it's great.
Well, this is one we had no idea about because we've never had
We
it.
didn't with the Lowland either, did we?
No.
And I now can't find a bottle of that. That annoys me. That's why I got so salty. I bought a cask strength Boona Harbin 12. I'm so annoyed.
Regular strength Boona Harbin 12.
That's for streaming. and Boona Harbin Wagner, because I couldn't get the 18 or the K-Eel, because even though I had the money, I didn't. Sad.
I feel like we need to rethink how we buy whiskey, because the number of them we use for this, we need to get you to buy them all, and I'll send you the money for my ones, and you can claim all. You claim all of the expenses.
See, one day I'm going to get audited, right, and I'm going to have to explain this. Be like, yeah, but I actually do whiskey streams, and they'll be like, no, this isn't a deduction. Well, bitch is.
What do we consume? How do we do the stream without whiskey?
Right, exactly. Don't try me with that crap. It's a good idea. But to be fair, the receipts for this cover me for the rest of the year. I can't.
Not worth a Cork Limited.
Yeah, I can't claim the rest of the whiskies. If I do, hello Blondie, hope you're well. If there's any I buy for the rest of the year, I can't claim them because of what I've used today.
Yeah.
Because I've spent a fair bit. And some are being switched out for ones I've intentionally chosen. So that's fine. Although part of me does wish I'd gotten the Glengut Glassau because the bottle just looks awesome.
That's the thing, isn't it? Is you could buy whiskey in there just by picking these nice looking bottles.
Well, it was.
And you could easily be spending £300 or £400 on different bottles.
Exactly. I did say to the guy yesterday when I went in before Trivium, in fact, that I bought you a tank decanter.
Yeah.
And that you'd bought yourself a bottle of Glenturret, which was in there. Which I had it.
Yeah.
And I said, well, he's never put it in there because that looks amazing. And that's how we got on the last discussion of the boxes. And I was like, this is awesome.
It was too nice. So we were trying to find a tank, something to do with a tank for a whiskey. Obviously, Glenturret. So it got perfect. Ordered it. Picture. I mean, it looked nice in the picture, but it's only when I got the bottle and feel the bottle, it actually looks and feels like a decanter's at the end.
It's on the thumbnail of the last stream. And on the non-Isla peated stream. And it was of the lot, it was the best one.
Yeah.
Hands down. Glenturret 10 peated, which they had in stock, was amazing. The only annoyance I had was that on my list, two of my main choices for streaming weren't there. Glenkinchie 12, well, they're 20 CLs, but it doesn't count. And they didn't have Mortlach 12 because they sold it. It was there when I went in yesterday. I should have grabbed it. I didn't realise it was the last one.
Yeah, I say they normally put a last bottle thing on it, don't they? So.
Yeah, it might have been I didn't see it, which is fine. But I got a Mortlach 13 for the collection, so it's all right. I'm going to Yellow Swag fan this, by the way, because I like it, but I want to Well, we got.
Yeah,
we
we have many others.
We have 5 more, mate. Gonna be a while. YOLO swag fan, buddy.
Yeah, leather coasters were a better plan than the one.
Yeah. So we were trying to find a way to reduce as much of the sound as we could, so that there was no this. Dave has a glass desk.
Yeah.
So we didn't want glass on glass with glass coasters. So it'd be 3 layers of glass. It'd be quite a palaver, and we don't need that. That goes down really nicely. They all do, though.
Yeah.
We're getting to an area now.
It's warmer on the shop than just on the sit, but that's probably
Yes.
due to the quantity of it going.
So this is the Legend series, the Dragon series done. Now we're on to the. I don't want to say the main ones, but they are the core. They're part of the core line, and this is all ones we have never tried. Because next is Portwood.
No,
Peated.
We,
Peated next, yeah.
I've had this. I think you have had it, but you don't think you have.
Or Portwood.
No, peated.
You had it in your flat.
Okay, I thought you hadn't had it.
I sat in your flat with it, and I sat there. And I said, I remember sitting with you, and I said, this tastes different.
Yeah.
It's not new or interesting. It's like, what the hell?
Okay, I thought it was one. I thought that was one you thought you.
It might be that I said that to you accidentally. I do know what you're talking about. Yes, Penderyn peated. This is it, I believe. Yes. We're not on it yet. Obviously, we've got water to get yet, but the waters are. Hello, Basil. Hope you're well.
Sil.
There is 2 Basils in his name, so yes. Oh.
For those of you who don't get that reference, you're also not very old. There's a Faulty Towers reference.
Mm-hmm. I was hoping someone would get it, but you never know. The delay. But yeah,
True.
Penderyn peated. Hello, Ola. Hope you're well. Penderyn peated is a very strange whiskey. It's strange because Penderyn is Welsh and therefore it is not peated. But their version of peated is very different. Because it caught me off guard. Not necessarily like a gag reflex, it was like, that isn't as smooth as. Penderyn is known for the smoothness. But then we are after this one, we're in territory of complete unknown. We've got 3 in a row that we have never tried. Well, we haven't tried the bit, have we?
No, but 3 in a row that are
Guaranteed new to us.
not the cheapest. They're not expensive, but they're not cheap.
Well, they're the priciest of the lot, actually. Yeah, they're the more expensive because the Legends are all the Dragon series are £30-35.
Yeah, we're talking.
Portwood's in the 50s, isn't it?
Portwood was 69.
Okay.
Yeah. Rich Oak, I think I got for 47.
I got
Very
that,
Wood about 50.
The Rich Oak fluctuates.
100, 170. Heated was about 45.
The most expensive one to try and get now would be the original version of the Madeira bottle.
Yeah.
Unless you buy the bottle empty on eBay.
We're talking 210 for those 4. 35 or 27 ounces on offer for the Madeira.
Well, they've gone up a bit with the inflation as well.
We're talking about we're having about £300 worth of whiskey tonight.
It's still nowhere near as much as they've spent on his one bottle.
Yes.
Which will never be opened unless Meg outlives him. Which might happen, but based on the news of the WWE today, I'm not entirely sure it's possible.
No,
F for the chap from Wyndham Rotunda, of course, because I like The Fiend.
Yes, The Fiend was pretty awesome.
I wonder what the hell this stream is. Hello, friend. This stream is the following. Oh. It's whiskey.
Yes, it's whiskey. It's oddly interesting noises. It's squeaky corks being popped.
Yeah. Well,
it's winding up wilding in the chat and mic issues.
Yeah, we're just the mic issue is yes. We're just trying to be informative and perhaps a little entertaining if possible. Because we enjoy doing these. We genuinely do. I do anyway. But we do quite well. We talk about whiskey. We try think new things out.
Tagged. Oh, they're gazeboed.
Oh, are they absolutely sock?
One of the benefits of being British is you can make use of any word for being drunk. It's great.
Yes. And you can insult anyone by inserting the word absolutely first. Or absolute. So Penderyn peated is a strange one to me, just because it is not quite what you expect from a much Whelm. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Stream is a collection of drooling and interesting. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we try not to indicate we're too mentally challenged, but we but it just happens, all right?
It just sounds that way.
Yeah. We just want to have a good time, and
And despite my voice, I am actually 35 as well.
I get told I sound younger.
We have a problem.
We have an emergency. Uh-oh. The cork on the peated one is gone. You might want to get a corkscrew up, buddy, and find a replacement if you've got one.
I may have.
Do you want to take that?
With you
All right.
getting
We have the technical difficulty is.
It's just the night of that, isn't it?
Let me just see if I can get a picture, and I'll put it on the stream if possible. Right, I've got a picture. Discord. I'll go to your DMs with you, Leona, if that's okay. Because I'm going to put this on the stream if that's all right. Yeah, right. I'll show you guys in a moment once I have acquired the image, because that's dangerous. The cork has gone. Do forgive me, folks. I'm just going to go and get it, so you can see this. The cork is split, basically. Dave is looking to fix.
Koshi cork.
Might work. It might work if you're lucky.
The only one I've got. So.
If not, I have spares at home that we can use.
Yeah.
There's Discord.
Am I going to get a sieve as well, then?
Maybe. Image. For this to make sense with desktop. Where is it? Oh, they're too big, these images.
I think we're basically being told that we don't do streams at Dave's. It's a very blurry earth.
Well, it's because it's focused on the bottle, mate. There we go. For those watching, that's what's happened.
There's cork going in.
Yeah, the cork has gone, basically. And that is a problem.
This isn't even that old, this bowl.
No, but if it's been staying stagnant for too long, it happens. Okay, well, let's have a quick look. No, but you can do it temporarily on there and leave it.
Wine bottle thingy.
Yeah, to top it, because I've got spares at mine, haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want, bring it down to mine afterwards, and I'll fix it. I can replace with one of the spares I've got. But yeah, I've taken the image off now because you don't need to see it. Orla, thank you for the donation. Thank you. Yes, Dave might now require a new bottle of Penderyn peated. He's going to quickly fumble around and try and find a replacement. Do you have
a little tea strainer? But
I was going to say, do you have any spare bottles laying around that are nearly finished? Oh, hang on. Do you have any bottles?
I have a Johnny Walker Gold with there's a bottle light.
Yeah, but where's the cork for it?
I don't know. The only cork I had was that because I haven't even got the cork, the fancy Macallan cork. So that's in my parents with the fancy Macallan.
We'll work on that. There might be a way around it. There might be a way to deal with that, but temporarily.
Not for now because I can do that.
Well, if you want, bring it to mine and I'll give you a replacement because I can find one. Also, I have a guaranteed Penderyn one anyway, because in my cork bin, Penderyn Legend was finished.
Yeah.
In fact, if you test it with your Legend, you'll find if it fits.
Annoyingly.
We can still try a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not.
I haven't got a tea strainer.
Don't need one. We don't need it for tonight. It's all good. Sorry about that. And Orla, thank you for the donation. We appreciate it.
One interesting noise.
I've done it already.
Okay. Oh, good. I don't have to.
My friend is traumatized. Yes!
Win!
Your friend's suffering is sustaining us.
There's two ways of looking at this.
It's going to be corky.
Take three.
Does
Either we have to try and preserve it.
that mean we're corked?
It was worth a cork. It decided it doesn't want a cork.
What about your bottles that you're willing to sacrifice?
I was thinking either we preserve it or we consume it.
Can't do all of it.
What if I bring that next week?
Can't afford to lose it. It's such a good whiskey, mate. It's such a good whiskey. We can.
Yeah, you may.
You've got bottles that you can sacrifice to Imhotep, mate. Dave's going to try and find a cork, basically, guys. You're welcome, Orla. That was saved just for her and her friend Ragamuffins. That is, will be traumatized again. Sorry for the delay in tasting the Penderyn peated, but this is an absolute swerve. For those who don't know, or have joined now, the cork has split. I heard that from here, by the way, buddy.
Yeah, the Ardmore might have just redeemed itself slightly by having a good call.
We have a cork.
Thank you, Ardmore Legacy.
Take that crap, 'cause it gets in the way.
20 quid bottle of whiskey to the rescue.
Yep. Oh, hang on. It popped. It pops as well.
What?
Listen, listen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude.
That works. Let's moisten it. Ah, pop me. Ah, pop me. Oh, what a shame. Oh, thank you, Orla, again. And one more just because of wonderful wildling being back. Oh, hang on. Let me do it properly then.
That's right.
Ah. And pop. We have a cork.
On the plus side, we'll throw a box out. We can pretend to my parents' house we've got rid of a lot of the whiskey.
So the great thing here, Dave can still bring it down to me if he wants to, because I know I've got another Penderyn. Oh shit! Oh, that's a bit fucked anyway. I've got another Penderyn cork anyway, so he can get a spare, or just,
Right.
or when he comes up, I can just give him the cork and he can take it home with him, basically. But we
Try and strain it, or we just gonna.
we can strain it at mine.
Yeah, so I've only got a sieve, so.
We can strain it at mine. We can run it through mine. I can get that sorted.
Yeah, I thought I heard tea strain.
I've got some tea strainers. I've got the tea bag leaf things as well.
Cool.
Um,
Don't give us that chat ideas.
I would super chat you both, but I know YouTube is stingy. Yes, they are. In fact, so if anyone does want to donate to us, do it through Coffee because we get all of it, and it also goes towards a new microphone.
Which we definitely need. Or
Yes.
you don't need. Not how you find it.
Yes, there is that. But we do appreciate all of it. Oh.
It's bassy.
Oh. Lisa, hi. Are you being tortured? Well, Leona is definitely being tortured. Hope you're well, Lisa.
When is Leona not being tortured?
We're not actually trying to torture. Orla donated twice because she wanted us to torture Leona. So we did. It was solely because of the donation.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can water it down if you like. Get me back for the Johnny Walkers all those years ago. I just asked you both to do softcore. Oh.
Hello.
I did lick his knee earlier. And I've licked a few of his bottles. The shaft was especially smooth.
Yes, yeah, the shaft.
Twice. 3 times? Thrice? I don't actually know how many it was now because it was quite a lot. I lost count. So yes, Penderyn repeated.
He also gave me something I can't say on stream to put in my mouth.
But on Discord, if you're honest, you'll know.
I'm not going to lay that one down.
Yeah, don't risk it. Yeah. So on the nose, it introduces itself with sweet aromatic smoke. Under this, there are signature.
Say,
Hello.
hello.
How are you?
How are you?
Under this, there are signature notes of vanilla, green apple, and refreshing citrus. There's a weird smell to this, man. There is such a weird smell to this. I think it might be the smoke. There's something there.
Yeah, this is now us breathing in the fire that we put out a little while ago.
I don't quite.
I'm not sure the smells combine well.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure citrus and smoke really work.
I don't think it does. I think it makes makes the smoke tang in a weird way. Well, but in pain. I'm very sorry you're in pain. I hope things improve for you. So smooth shafts are the best. The glass bottles
so I can sit back and not be too far from the mic.
I only have a couple tiny bits of cork in mine.
Yeah,
all right.
I think I got one little bit.
Well,
did all right with that.
Cheers. Smoke and vanilla linger on the attractive medium-length finish. Balance, light smoke, citrus, fruitiness. So the the palate is there as well. Array of gentle flavors tempts even the most sophisticated palate. It's because I've got my image here still clicked. There we go. I think this is a strange one because it tastes great, but it's strange for them because it's smooth, but it's not as smooth. And I think it's because they're trying to get get in on the peat, and I think the peated fans will love this because it's something very it's very Welsh, like a Welsh attempt. The
Yeah.
only thing it needs is a lamb chop served on the side and a few leeks. Tenderized mutton a la peen from Welshman. It's very. What do you think about it, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I've had a few of it, obviously, because the bottle's what, a third gone.
Yeah.
It is different to other peated whiskies. It's not the peat isn't quite so pronounced.
It's more smoke.
Yeah, you get a lot more. It is more smoky, but you
Yeah.
can get some of the other flavors. You can get a little bit of the vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
And
Very smooth, so
yeah.
yeah. But it's a strange sort of Penderyn entry. It's called peated, yet it should be called smoked. Because
Yeah.
even though it's obviously the process is peated, the end product is not.
That is a 2010 cash guidance.
Took me a second. Does the weird smell mean a YOLO swag fan? This will be YOLO swag fan by me anyway. Yeah, of course. I'm in no hurry. Especially as we got 4 left. Well, I don't know what number I'm on the keyboard either, so it's gonna be an absolute.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to guess it. No, it will definitely be YOLO swag fan. It's a case of we've just got to try and see what we feel with it because these aren't as easy to. You want to try and get the most out of them, basically, yeah. And we want to make sure that if we can talk a bit about them, we can. I have a question for you though, Mr. Bay of Dave. Why did you buy this one? What made you want it?
It's a Pandarin. I like Pandarin. It's peated.
Mm-hmm.
I like peated whiskey.
So what you're saying is Penderyn is love. Penderyn is life.
Thus it is said, thus it is law.
That does not mean he has made love to a Penderyn, but if he did, it would be one of the longest, hardest ones. No. A bit disappointed with your cork, though, mate. That's really low cork. It's not that. It's a bit dry, I'll admit, but that's strange. It's split very quickly.
It's split quite high up as well, though, compared to where the amount that was obviously compared to where the whiskey was in the bottom. It's high, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty high. Very well.
It's an area that wouldn't normally be wet anyway.
Do you think the tasting notes are an accurate reflection of what we have? What we have? Are you utterly gazeboed? No, we are not.
No, we are not yet gazeboed.
Oh, was it gazebo, not
Yeah.
gazebo? Sorry, I honestly I've never seen the word gazebo.
We're maybe approaching parasol.
I did a Dave sip there. I was like looking at you and now carrying on sipping. Okay. There's a bit more peat pronounced when you do a Dave sip, I think.
See, I just did a make sip because I started laughing.
Yeah. There's more. There's a bit. It's not. I would say there's more peat in others that aren't intentionally peated than that, and it's not bad. But I will admit this one threw me because there is enough of a hint of peat, but it's not quite. It's strange because Penderyn. And how much do you remember? Do you remember how much you paid for this?
£40, I think.
It's all right. Obviously, by today's standards, 60.
It was a bit more than the standard Penderyn, but not very much.
Has to be though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Standard is like the baseline. It's like that's where everything begins. I like this, but as far as all the Penderyns go, I consider it not the one I'd go to solely because it's not what I expect from a Penderyn.
Not a whiskey drinker, but you enjoyed the Talisker.
You're
So
now a
you're
whiskey
definitely
drinker,
a whiskey drinker now.
And by all means drink more. I have it on my wish list.
Yes. Next challenge is to drink the bottle of the Talisker.
Not the entire.
Probably shared with someone. But how's your work friend? Do they like the whiskey? Can you get them into Talisker?
Which Talisker?
Yes,
Dave almost bought Port Ree earlier.
I did. Yeah.
He saw that and he even said it in the shop, so I had to explain to the guy what it meant when it said Port Ree. Why it was a joke online when people referred to, and I'm not saying this is derogatory, I'm explaining it. Ree was a joke with those who were called autistic on the internet 5-6 years ago. Now I found out that the port finished Talisker, spelled Ruighe, is pronounced with only the R and the E. and multiple E's afterwards as re.
Or.
Yeah.
I could do that. I think you can do it better. Yeah, there we go. Ragamuffin. It's a term for being drunk. It's, you can use pretty much anything. Gazeboed is gazeboed, you just basically trolleyed,
now.
conservatory,
You have been desked.
curtained.
Looks around. You have been 3-pin plug protected. Yeah. The Talisker is fantastic. You haven't been able to get your hands on Talisker. You probably wouldn't like it because it's mildly peated and smoked.
No, it's not for you.
Because you mentioned you're not a big fan on the peaty, and I genuinely don't think. I think you need to stick to the nectar.
Yes, that is the original Ragamuffin, and
Glorious.
do we say the best?
It's the coup de grace of the Talisker
Yeah.
range, but there might be better. I was going to get the 18 back in January, remember, before I settled on Bushmill 16.
The best of what we've had.
As far as island whiskies go, the standard 10 is arguably the best of the standard island whiskies. If you put that up against Jura 21, it's not a fair contest. If you put it up against Tobermory 21, it's not a fair contest. Lechik, Rioja Cask is an island.
No.
It'd be a very interesting contest.
They're aged one, because there is an aged one.
What one?
Um,
Who are you talking about?
Lechek.
Yeah, they do
There's
10 and 18.
Yeah, there's a 10-year. I think
Because I was looking at the 10 when we were in the early.
there's a specific cask one though. Because there was one I was looking at online.
Yeah, the Sinclair series, there's 2 of them.
Yeah, there's a more expensive one, which is an aged one as well.
Yeah, there are 2. They have Rioja, I don't want to say Masala, but might be. But they've got Tobermory 12 and 21 as well. They're part of the Sinclair series, I believe. If you would say you had these Lechik, it's a Penderyn, sorry, yeah, and you would have, I'm not trying to rate it or say it's worse than the others. Would you rate this higher than the Dragon series, or would you say it's similar area? Yeah, red wine finish.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. That would be interesting.
Too expensive.
Yeah.
It's £95. I wouldn't pay that.
56.8 APV. That's
True.
a good challenge, yes.
It would be, but I don't think it'd be a fair contest. I think Talisker still wins solely because that's the red wine. The red wine finish is not a fair contest with Talisker.
No.
Talisker's tried and true and also more affordable.
Yeah, true. Double the price.
You try and expand your taste. That's perfectly
Yeah.
fair, but I think you need to find something with a milder peaty taste first. Like really wean yourself in.
Penderyn peated, perhaps.
Check cork. Apparently, this one is not worth the cork.
No, this one decided it didn't want to cork anymore.
It decided it wasn't worth it, and it became a different kind of cork, and almost risked becoming a screw top at best. Oh.
Yes, I think yes, because weren't you doing that around the time we were doing a stream as well, Ragamuffin? I feel like you were telling us about what you were trying.
Fun little fact, story from
You had
earlier.
a Japanese one.
When we were in the bank earlier and you were waiting,
Yeah.
I was being served, and a lady and I were talking about whiskey, and obviously I told you one part of that story, which we'll get to in a moment.
Yeah.
But another part was her husband is a teacher at primary school, and when the class asked him what he wanted for as a gift, he said, "Give me a single malt." The parents bought him multiple single malts. They bought him multiple bottles, and I was like, if he doesn't want any, I'm right here. I'll take more. Fun. Another part of this story, though, I was talking about investments in whiskey and the market for it, and my friend here having bought himself a rather expensive 35-year-old bottle. And I said, "How much do you think it cost?" And she replied, I don't know, 35 years, £112. And I was like, multiply that by 3 and add another 14, you're closer. And I said to her, but it will go up in value, and there are others he's paid similar prices for and have doubled in value. It's just you've got, but we don't with whiskey at the moment as a investment. We don't know when it plateaus, but when some have only reduced limited numbers, you know that it won't necessarily plateau quickly. But also because there's not much of it, the demand for it could improve, or the value of it will increase for the collectors as time goes by, which makes it a very fascinating market. Penderyn Peter, I don't see much around.
No, to be fair.
I don't think they make much of it. Well, they're growing. They're getting big. They make over 20 million a year.
Just opened a second distillery.
Mm-hmm. I think that'll become a big I think Penderyn has a chance on the world stage.
Yeah, especially now they've got their geographical status as well.
Yes, and I hope they get in. And they're in the American market, aren't they?
Uh, I think they are, yes, because I'm sure I've talked to Banny on your server about it before, and he's looking
Yeah.
to get some, but hasn't been able to where he is.
Yeah,
They haven't found
honestly,
some in
you
other
can't go
places.
wrong with it. You can't go wrong with it. It's fantastic. Even if they just get like the Legend series or the Madeira, it's a win. Granted, the markup over there will be ridiculous.
So what do you mean, Ragamuffin? That was definitely not me. Oh,
That was definitely you then. Okay. I read that for a second. I thought, wait, someone got me task. YOLO Strike Fan, man.
YOLO!
Oh,
Swag fan.
that's not a good shot. I don't like that.
No.
That's a lot more peated on a shot.
Yeah, it hits.
Oh.
It's harder though, doesn't it?
That hits a lot harder as a shot. Are you fiddle faffing with Earth? Don't you put water in his mouth? Don't you get water in his teeth? I will put Orcrist back in his hands. I have to go in the living room and get it. He will slay you. He's playing with Earth, and Earth is busy resting. That was not a nice shot, by the way.
No.
Penderyn peated, don't recommend as a shot unless you like peated whiskey shots. There's a lot more peat on the more pronounced peat on the palate. It's really lingering on the back of your throat and down the down. Yeah, it's really the warmth is growing actually, like a chili, But it's really nice. It's
Look, Earth needed hydration.
Earth is a hungry boy. He's had cake. He's had Burger King. He's had nothing else.
We didn't actually give him cake.
Huh?
We didn't actually give him cake.
We'll just smash his head into the Tupperware later. But yeah, that's a fantastic. It's still fantastic whiskey. Waters are.
Yes.
You're a better pourer than I am. You're more used to your jug. I like your jug.
I don't use my jug that much. To be fair.
No, you don't.
It's very rare here. I have more than one glass of something.
That's weird because you've got like 50 bottles open.
Well, yeah, but if I start drinking something, if I have a second glass, it's normally the same thing. I don't normally have a different thing. If I do, I normally just get another glass. I probably have enough glasses. We could have done a glass per whiskey.
What other ones would you recommend as a whiskey noob? Johnny Walker Black Label.
I feel like there were two chaps who did a stream that could be handy a while back. They.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we'll shelve that pretend. We did do a stream of a ranking of whiskies a little while back, which might well be informative because we did talk about what would be good as an interesting.
So we can actually top that though, because next weekend,
yes,
Dave and I will be doing another stream in my home, and that stream will be audience participation, the ultimate bar. That's the point of it. Basically, I'm going to put a community post on my main channel. We're going to get some answers. Earth, French for egg. Yeah, his name is Lyle. He's Egg Lyle. Earth. And
underpants.
Basically, I asked people to tell me what the one whiskey would be they must always have in their bar. And we're going to talk about that. And then Dave and I are going to present our personal choices. And with those personal choices, we are going to talk about them. Dave has got to give me his at some point. He'll give me a list on Discord and I'll sort out the images. And I've already done mine. So
I'll provide you with images if I have the bottles.
I won't need them. Because I'll use the online ones to keep the.
Okay.
I use a white backdrop and I just use the white images. Then it's just like it's so much hassle using images otherwise because yours are so big. To be fair, mine was quite large as well actually. Yeah, I won't need that. I just need the list. But we'll go through them and we'll talk about them and that's the point. It's not us drinking several different whiskies and then trying to put things away afterwards. This will be just us drinking a bottle of something and moving on with our lives.
Yeah, to be fair, we'll have to put these away as well. So if someone else turning up in the morning,
they can help. Trying some others. Well, then wait till next weekend, and we will more than happy we'll be more than happy to help you.
We can't guarantee that every suggestion from the viewers will be put forward as sensible or one that we would recommend.
We were considering. Oh, sorry. We were considering one.
Exclamation mark, on.
Yep. We were considering perhaps with some that I already had or he had doing that, but there are some that were chosen that Dave won't drink. His favourite one, of course.
It's not that I won't drink it.
Oh, okay.
We have demonstrated that I will drink it. I just don't like it. But
Which whiskey am I talking about, Dave?
well, I'm assuming you're going with the Glenfiddich 12.
Of course, you don't like it. So you don't like it.
No, I don't drink it. It's not that if we did a stream that was specific to like other viewers have chosen this, I wouldn't.
I'm going to hold you. I'm going to
pass on it. I would just be honest and say, I really don't like it.
I'm going to fuck you up. He really does. So the point, while he's being pedantic about this, he generally won't drink it, and I don't think right to put him in a position where he should drink it because there are whiskies I don't like either, and he wouldn't do the same to me. So we're going to drink something different and just talk, because that's much more interesting, I think.
Which could be Johnny Walker Black. It could maybe Ardmore since I've decorked it.
It could be something from mine. You never know. It might be might be a Glensk Bunnahabhain. It might be a Glensk Dalmore 12, maybe.
With the Bunnahabhain cast strength, we ain't getting through much of that.
You weak. It might be the Moigner.
No, but it isn't.
It might be this. It might be the 12 or the Moigners. It might be one of my stream whiskies, the Talisker 8, that wouldn't get through much of that either.
No, we need to keep that for the whiskey stream when we do the.
Oh, there's plenty of that. There's plenty of that. We've only had one glass each. Okay, so we've done the peated. Next on the agenda, if I get the number right, please. Yes. Penderyn Portwood. This one is. I'm looking forward to this because I'm not familiar. I'm not too familiar with port finished whiskies. In fact, the only one I think maybe one or two. One is Quinta Ruben Glenmorangie that actually started doing the port finishes. But I can't. And no, the other one, Angel's Envy, which is port pipes, and Bushmill 16 finished in port pipes. And there is a port finish whiskey stream we're going to do to go through some basics. And here's Penderyn will probably feature in that as well.
That's another port.
One's on tried though. I've got Cavalan, but I haven't tried it.
Ah, so yeah, I have.
Yeah, I haven't. But we've had a Cavalan, but it wasn't that one. But yeah, we've got Quinta Ruben Glenmorangie actually started the port finish. Sherry finishes and port finishes are then. I hate that part.
Yeah, there's all the masses at the back. It won't stand.
I hate it anyway. It's flimsy. That's why I don't care for the box on those ones. I like the boxes on the new the Dragon series. This is also not opened. It's Dave's. I'm very excited about this because it looks awesome. It's nice and dark and rich, like the Quinta Ruben. The port finish stream, by the way.
Quite red, isn't it?
One thing we're going to do with the port stream is we're going to do something we haven't done, and that's drink something else that isn't a whiskey, which is worrying. Oh, hang on.
Oh, there was some resistance there.
So the one thing we're going to do that we haven't done is we're going to have a glass of port. That smells fruity.
It smells like port.
It does smell good though. So I don't drink port which is I believe fortified wine.
Fortified wine.
I do not.
Look at the colour of that in a jigger.
That's an artsy fartsy pic, Dave.
Oh,
not worth a cork is getting another picture soon. But yeah, I don't drink wine at all really. I can drink it, but I don't. And I've never had port. Dave though does drink port. Dave though drinks wine.
Yes.
Dave but Dave also has a rather unique port that I didn't know existed because it's white.
Yeah, we'll deal with that later on.
We'll deal with that another day. So
tomorrow's post will just be all of the Penderyn, but then we'll deal with that one as well. Yes, I didn't know white port existed until my boss bought me a bottle for Christmas.
So we are going to have.
Know what whiskey to buy me.
When we have done baselines for like the peated stream with Isla, with this the Penderyn Madeira will be the last one. In this the baseline will be port itself, which will be a future stream, which is going to be an absolute laugh. So this is an exciting one
Yeah.
because we've never tried it, and I'm really other way around.
Yeah, I might have to borrow some red port from Dad though, because I don't imagine they use white port for the bottle.
I wouldn't have thought so, no. But then
So
a lot of it is
I'll
done in
get
port pikes, isn't it?
Yeah,
Which is what the Angel's Envy and the Bushmill 16 is done in.
yeah.
So it's not quite the same process. But we can also, yeah, I'm sure your dad won't mind giving us a dram.
No, we can probably get over it. He's got most of it in a decanter, so we'll just get a medicine bottle cleaned out or something. Yeah, that'll work.
I'm sure we can do that tomorrow night. Just finish one of the samples you got. Dave's avatar pic on screen. He's got a fake ass. No, if he's got fake dollar signs, show us the real ones in the form of coffee.com/the real Omegon 9873.
Which bit is she classing as my ass on that?
I don't know. Because the image is pretty good. And maybe she's.
Alcoholi? What is alcoholi?
Wait, who wrote alcoholi?
Who do you think? Judge spell check.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay. Let's see. Sickest I've ever been on alcohol was wine, so normally stay away from Pinot Noir. I like Shiraz. Is that one?
That is one. Yes.
Jacob's Creek Shiraz.
Oh, I went downhill when you said Jacob's Creek.
I thought fucking that.
Basic bitch wine.
No, that was one of the first ones I had at uni. My friend
Yeah.
he asked me to buy it for his girlfriend for a date.
So
They didn't go out, and I was like, I'll drink that. I like Shiraz, it's nice, but I'm not really a wine person.
It's one up from the wine you get in a box.
I mean, it's technically two up because there's one between there you've left out. Get a straw, bend it over.
Oh,
Mr. Lambrini.
Lambrini, yeah. I'd say that's under the wine you get in a box.
I think rosé's okay,
Yeah.
and I like a Black Tower. That's all right.
That's medium. Yeah.
Yeah, Black Tower. I've had the red wine.
Yeah.
Like that. I did a whole bottle. My second night, no, third. It was a Monday. Sat in my kitchen with the housemates. I bought a bottle and I just sat there and drank the whole thing, and I was completely rat-arsed.
Yeah.
And then we got introduced to my next door neighbours, and I spent the entire time talking to somebody from Guernsey, and they were telling me about the place, and I'm like, yeah, I've been there. I love it there. I think I was hitting on her the entire time, and I was like,
That's what you do, isn't it?
I don't remember.
That's you.
Well, she wasn't that hot, so I don't know why I don't know why I was trying to fit in with her.
Because you drank a bottle of wine, it does weird things to people.
It made her attractive, I guess.
Yeah.
But then I found out they don't pay
Some
tax, and I said to her, "You should pay tax, you silly
Some
snake."
people have beer goggles. Meg has wine goggles, apparently.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't do anything inappropriate then. So the nose, fruity with chocolatey touches, or touches if there's an accent, which there is not. Sweet, jammy, creamy with some toffee and wood spice. That is quite fruity.
A little woodiness.
Bite me, I was typing one-handed.
Okay.
YouTube say thank you for the $2 donation.
Yes, we will receive all of about 4p of that. Thank you.
A 4.5. Thank you, Leona. Not there, thank you.
And we'll bite you later.
I will not. I'm asexual Amish. Okay, so what do you think of the smell? Because it's not quite what I expected.
It's not full on port, but
No.
you can. It is like hints of.
Yeah, there's definitely something
You
there.
can get that it is a port.
I've tasted the Bushmill 16, and that's got a bit more like a richness to it.
Yeah.
It's quite yeah.
Well,
That's the
one.
donation. It worked.
Huzzah!
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit of woodiness. I'm not sure on toffee.
No.
I don't get any toffee on it.
Wine goggles. Apparently, I had wine goggles at the age of 20. But to be fair, I didn't drink whiskey back then. And I mean, it wasn't until I was 23 I properly started looking into it with Glenmorangie 10. Recommendation, by the way, you should consider it. It's incredible. After all these years, they've never changed the recipe. But yeah, I found someone that wasn't attractive at all, quite pretty. My housemates ran with it, told her, shouted down the road that I loved her, and she, after the first year, she never spoke to me again.
So what you mean, Leona, is you purposefully wasted a good proportion of your money to try and screw with us. I feel like you just screwed with yourself instead.
YouTube said thank you.
Yes.
So,
Self-screwing.
Taste it?
I think so. I'm intrigued what rounded tastes like, as opposed to the square whiskies we've been drinking so far.
Ooh. That is quite a lot on the tongue. That's very strong. Ooh. That is a lot on the tongue.
Warming, yes.
Plum.
Plum.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is. Ooh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That is really rich. That tastes expensive.
Yeah, actually, that tastes more than. Yeah.
It doesn't taste like Penderyn.
No, I think we have now moved away from Penderyn, haven't we?
Yeah, because Penderyn's like hook is the smooth. They're Welsh Glenlivet basically.
It's still smooth, but it's
Yeah.
not as smooth.
But that's the point. This is definitely. I mean, I can't wait to get to Sherrywood now, and the rich oak.
Rich oaks will be interesting because that is woody. That's been very.
We do like a mouthful of wood. But yeah, that was Earth, not me. Um, this is hello SH. Hope you're well today. This is absolutely fantastic. I love it. Have another little Meg sip because yes, Dave is doing a thing right now where he is swilling his head around to get it all over his face.
Oh,
Yeah, I know
that is fruity.
it is the finish sweet goji berries. I don't know what that is, and caramel. I don't get the finish at all because I don't know what the berries are. I really don't.
No.
But
Swirl it around your mouth a bit.
I
do get a bit more of the sweetness. It could be caramel.
because
but
Dave doesn't have a mouth. He literally turned his head from side to side, like he was doing a figure eight infinity sign.
Yeah.
I think he
worked,
wasn't
though.
doing that. Oh god, don't do that again.
It worked though.
It's that's nice.
That's bad as well though because that's you can't really taste the alcohol in that.
Dangerous.
You could drink a lot of that, I think, which is pretty much true.
I
of
mean,
port, to be fair.
we could anyway.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's you know when you've gone too far when I've started hitting on my mods or something, just sending them inappropriate messages.
only you have done that so far.
I know what you're talking about. You need to stop sharing our DMs, man.
Hey, you must have shared that with me for me to know.
Look, I climbed into your bed once. The parts didn't lock together. Why are you sharing this? It's just when you said, no, don't touch me there. I am a drunk no-no sort.
Seven.
Kevin. You know, can you imagine like pulling up like we were talking about like strength of whiskies, and I pull out this bad boy for streaming. Like, right, Dave and I are gonna see how much of this we can do.
Only 55.9, it's fine.
It's got a wolf on it.
It has got a wolf on it, howling at a moon, yes. In a sea. Or a
Also, hang
tree,
on,
I'm not
just
sure.
where's your Penderyn, Peter? Portwood, sorry. Where's the Portwood? Right?
Over it, do they?
Right. Look at the oh, it's blue, it's not gonna show as well.
I've never seen more red though. That's awesome.
Look at the colour contrast though. Cask strength at nearly 56%, and it's so light and golden. That's golden.
Well, it's 46%, so 10% less.
That, by the way, is another way, a brilliant way of demonstrating the contrast in colours. Because I do have a couple other whiskies in here, my bag here, that look a lot darker. And
Yeah, I was thinking later.
the Lechik, yeah, the one I bought Dave as a gift. My Dalmore 12 I bought is incredible. What have you done?
I forgot because it was like around the Freud sat slightly in front of this, so it kind of worked.
Yeah, that's quite light. Look at that.
The down was quite dark.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's amazing. But that's where the finish is different. The Lechik he has is finished in Rioja cask. Rioja is a red, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. This is finished in Oloroso sherry casks. Which, by the way, I'm so excited to have a Dalmore. You have no idea. Like, I've wanted a bottle of Dalmore for a while, and Dave was the first one to get one with a cigar malt. Is he pulling out? Oh, you're not pulling out. Okay. It's very exciting because then
dropping anything else.
well, yes, there is that. You know, you've got a very nice variety of whiskies and oh,
Getting tanked? No, that was the stream pre his sister's wedding 2 years ago.
that's well, the legendary. To be fair, just think if I hadn't pulled out the Johnny Walker samples, I could sell those for like 200 quid now.
Yeah.
But we needed nourishment.
We did cost you quite a bit of money that night.
Well, and a lot of self-respect.
Yeah.
So the stream essentially is listening to the pair of you getting tanked. Yeah, but no, we're actually drinking very slowly and we're talking a lot. There's a reason for the
We are only doing singles as well.
yes, because there's a lot of them. The reason I want to we do hi Brandon, hope you're well. The reason we want to make these streams a bit longer, but also just talk because we're not really in a hurry. You know, we want to enjoy the whiskey and enjoy the conversation as well. Which is where you guys come in as well, because some of you have shown a keen interest in the past and present, and you want to be a part of that. And I think that's something we want to engage with. Granted, you don't see anything; you just hear us talk about it. But that's something this is something we enjoy.
Maybe one day
And
we could set up a camera that covers the whiskey shelf.
yeah, maybe
They can see the whiskey and see me taking bottles periodically.
you'll just be Dave's very skinny, skeletal hand. They might have a little bit more fat on when he's eaten a steak before.
Yeah,
But by the end of end of the stream, it would have it burnt off just because metabolism is stupid.
He doesn't have to work the next day, but we do have to get up and go on a boat.
I have to be up by what, 8?
Yeah, he's going to be about 8:15, so he'll be up and
8.
have breakfast. Fine, yeah.
I'll be up at like 6 because I can't seem to sleep here. But that's all right because we're back mid-afternoon tomorrow evening.
This kind of time, yeah, we get the boat back at 5.
Oh right, no, I missed. Yeah, no, 5. Yeah, sorry.
It's going to be this kind of time.
Yeah,
so we get back.
I'll have to make sure my stuff is sorted at some point.
Well, we've got Sunday morning.
Ish. A little. Depends how long you sleep for. Who's going to hold me when I'm doing this? I'll go have another sip. I will YOLO swag fan, but I don't. Part of me doesn't want to, but I think I have to as part of tradition. Oh, I do like that. If I was in the mood to collect Penderins, I think I would get that. But obviously, I can't fit them in my cabinet, so I don't want to.
Yeah, that is a problem you have.
Yeah, but I also don't want to have too many collections of things. I quite like the ones I have.
No, it turns out I have a collection of Jura. We didn't really realise because
you almost have as many as I do. I have 7.
Oh, 6.
Yeah, the only thing that separates us is I have the
You got 21 time and tide.
Ignore the 21. It was the mix in the other end because we both have red wine. We both have the winter. I have the 10 journey and 14.
And I've got the origin, the superstition, and the
superstition. You've got the bourbon. So whereas I've got the 14, you've got that. Yeah. I was going to get 12 today.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I wasn't as interested after a while. I was like, nah. I like Tobermory instead. It's going to be completely different.
Yeah, because we don't have, although we've had the Lechek, which is the same people, we haven't had a Tobermory.
No, we haven't. No, we haven't had it. I'm very intrigued. It's an island. We've had electric, this gently sweet, unpeated and floral. But then it's an island, not an isla. So yes.
Yeah, I think isn't it 2 parts? They make one at one end of the island, one at the other. Yeah.
Yeah, because the Sinclair series is done because the Sinclair Street, which is a very important aspect to mention.
They have 2 distilleries, one at either end of an island, when they make whiskey in each one.
I like the top on that.
Yeah.
That's the same with the electric.
Yeah.
But no cover. It's nice and quite a rich colour.
It's about the same colour as electric, I think.
That's beautiful. That looks.
Based on the Dave being electric, is this actually pronounced Tobermory?
Yeah, probably not.
B is probably a V, and the
oh god, don't.
The M is probably a G.
It doesn't say.
Tobermory.
Oh. Let's carry on with the portwood because we're going to get stuck otherwise. No falling overboard. Ray, you don't have to work the next day. That is true. And actually, on that note,
bear in mind.
Invoice. No, invoice not today. It's tomorrow. I send him a text tomorrow and be like, "Oi, invoice, bish." Okay, so I'm going to YOLO swag fam. You don't have to.
I'll see what your result is first.
Well, you hold your glass for this part. Cheers. YOLO swag fam.
He's making faces. The faces suggest I have to do this.
Do it. What the fuck? I don't know what to say.
Why is that smoky?
Right?
When did what?
Anyway.
Smoke come from?
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that's a really good shot, by the way.
That's like 2 different whiskies in one.
Oh, that's fantastic. By the way, that was incredibly smooth.
It was, yes.
That's Penderyn right
Yeah,
there.
now it's Penderyn.
Yeah.
When did it become the peated?
Yeah, right? I just sat there and like, hang on, don't give anything away. Crack on, Dave. Oh, that's brilliant.
Make no sense.
Make it make sense.
Where tasting note?
They're there.
Yeah, need different tasting notes. Those ones aren't right.
They're master of malt. But maybe they don't account for shots. They don't have a section called underneath like nose palate finish.
No, we don't have the yellow swag fan section.
It's
This
a
is
Penderyn
true.
website or something. I don't know. Oh, that's really nice, and it annoys.
Malicious website.
No, that's really. I suppose don't get this. He's literally checking on his phone, and he got malicious. Yeah. Do
Norton has told me
wine
it's malicious.
podcasts change the flavour drastically? Yes, they do. Would Dave like to talk about that?
Sorry, what was it?
The question from Ragamuffin: do whiskies finished in wine port casks change the flavour drastically?
Well, from our experience of the ones we've had, yes, because they do actually bear resemblance to if you drink a nice bottle of red wine. Some of the flavours you get from the whiskey are very reminiscent of the sort of berries, fruitiness, the richness you get from a nice bottle of red wine.
It also changes the colour of
yeah.
the whiskey as well. I have in my collection, Dave and I both have a couple. He has Cavalan, Quinta and Penderyn. I have Quinta which is Glenmorangie. I have Cavalan, Gigmaster, which is Concertmaster, which is Penderyn, which is port as well. I have Bushmills and Angel's Envy. Bushmills is Irish, but it's nowhere near as dark. It's finished in port pipes. I don't know what the difference is, or whether that's if that's how I always finish port ones. I don't know.
This was done in bourbon and then port casks.
Okay, so port pipe is different, I think, because that sounds like a
mostly say sweet finish of honey and treacle.
Yeah, no. But I also have Angel's Envy, which is American, and I got it because of my favourite podcast, a Star Trek podcast, Shuttlepod Show. They drank it on the show, and I got it, and I got it in January, and it's brilliant. In fact, they only had one bottle left in the whiskey shop. I was half tempted to grab it and go, "That's mine now." But yeah, it's really nice. There's a sweet
oak and honey sweetness.
There is a incredible, like with the wine finishes we've noticed as well. There is an intense sweetness you get. Hearing that as Pandarin, oh, that's one World of Warcraft fan.
Pandarin, yeah.
Yeah, thankfully the spelling's on the screen. But yeah, the sweetness and the richness, that sweetness is very much pronounced. You get it with sherry finishes, with a lot of Speyside whiskies now. And I say Speyside because a lot of other regions don't care for that as much.
No,
they do bourbon mostly.
Refinished peated Islay would probably be an interesting one.
You mean like Lefroy 10 that they had in the shop today?
Yeah, true.
I was tempted. I was so tempted, but I was like,
I think Lefroy Fez Isle is the thing. I think that's a sherry.
Well, they had that. They had the 10 and the 16, and the 10 they had was sherry finished 10.
16 is His Royal Highness King Swan.
15.
I thought it was the 16 that was his favourite.
Well, it might be now, but it was 15 for the longest time. But I remember seeing the article that's on the survey.
Yeah.
It might be 16 now, to be honest. But he was drinking at the Highlands Games recently. Yeah, it might be 15 or 16. You might be right now, because 15 is not as easy to get.
Well, I feel like as he was Prince of Wales for so long, he should really drink Welsh Whisky.
Motherfucker should.
Yeah.
To be fair, so should his son.
Yeah, lack of patriotism.
How?
From the man that opened the English whiskey company.
It's really funny to me because Will refuses to wear a kilt. So he doesn't go, when he goes up to Scotland, he won't wear one. Even though they're like, but you should, it's a uniform. Like, bitch, you don't want to wear a skirt.
Yeah, to be fair, Ragamuffin, probably yes, that would be a good transition for you.
Go, if you're going to do that, go with Tamnavulin. You can get them in Asda, Morrison's, Tesco's, Sainsbury's. Yeah. Find the red wine cask finishes or white wine cask finish in Asda. Red wine cask finishes are brilliant. The German Pinot Noir, the American Pinot Noir, French. No, we haven't had the French Sauvignon.
No.
German Pinot Noir, American Pinot Noir. We've had the Spanish Grenache. Yeah, he's got a bottle from me, and because he brought it down for me actually.
Yeah.
But red wine finishes are very popular. There was one we had a small sample bottle of, and it went down so well. I bought the full bottle and then traded it with Dave for a Talisker because it was a fair trade. It is. fair trade.
Singleton.
It didn't fit in my cabinet, and I was like, yo, I think I did just message you and go, oh, I traded the Singleton 15 for the Talisker 11. You're like, yeah. Or it was something like, did it fit in your cabinet? No. Yes.
I think that will be a good transition for you because there are a lot more whiskies now, probably than even 2 years ago,
Yeah.
with a red wine finish, and they will be more of a familiar flavour profile.
Yeah, sherry finishes, red wine finishes are your safe bet. The sherry finish one, I would say, which we'll get to soon anyway, is very common. Speyside whiskey, especially because they moved away from the Highland tradition. They're still considered a form of Highland whiskey, but they're not.
Yeah.
And I think if you like rum, there are some really good options. I haven't obviously tried tequila cask finish, but that's an option in the future. But we'll talk about that later. The yellow swag family was good. The water is required.
Yes.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was delicious. Next on the list, when we get to it, is Penderyn Rich Oak. This one is different because, again, this is another one of the final ones we're going for, actually. We've got 3 left. We know nothing about this whiskey. And we know nothing about it because we don't want to.
No, we've actually done quite well with not finding out stuff about these ones.
Yeah. We want to make sure that when we, with these, obviously the days is collection, but we want to make sure that we didn't, completely cock it up.
Yeah.
But we wanted to a bit blind on some things.
In some, it's better that we, like, there's, well, one whiskey, 100% of this stream, we know what we think about it. Celt Legend we've had a couple of times, but not quite so much. We have an opinion.
Legends.
Okay, yeah, fair. But a lot of them, this stream is quite authentic because we're literally trying it for the first time.
Yeah.
And so you get not our preconceived, oh, I remember this, it was this.
Yeah.
Like the Glenlivet, when we did that.
Mm-hmm.
I have this taste of what Glenlivet is, and it's nothing like the tasting notes.
Yeah, strange. It's very unique.
Rather than having a preconception of what we think of the whiskey, you're literally getting us trying it and going, this is the tasting notes. I get this, I don't get that. Where did this come from?
That was a great thing about being in the whiskey shop earlier because I didn't feel like such an absolute moron. Because we were talking about peated whiskies and you mentioned Octomore. Well, I mentioned that name because you couldn't think of it initially, you didn't say it. And I said that whiskey is a novelty.
Yeah.
And the guy behind the bar agreed with me.
Yeah, I mean it is. There are a lot of money. Some of them aren't as bad, but there are a lot. The high ppm ones are a lot of money for something that really you're not going to drink. Right?
And yes, ragamuffin, of course, that's the answer. Yes, definitely treating my wood. But yeah, it was the conversation about
me treating my wood.
Peated whiskies because there was a ppm on one of yours, the English one.
Yeah, the English.
61, 65.
Yeah,
one of those two. Yeah, it was in the 60s, and we mentioned Dr. Moore, and I said the higher it gets, it's just pointless. Yeah. It's not an enjoyable experience. It's more of a here. You want to have a challenge? Drink this. It's also
something we would do to your brother-in-law.
It's cask strength. It's made by Brewcladdick,
yeah,
and they do fantastic classic laddie. At some point, we do want to do streams where we just do one whiskey company, just one whiskey, because there are like some collectible ones that we have open, like my Johnny Walker Gold Label Centenary that I've got the only one that's open.
Yes, you do. Yeah, because mine's finished.
And that'll be a banger of a stream, quite frankly.
Mine's technically open. It's just got lights in it. Drink that.
You can put a dram in it if you want. You did pay for the bottle.
No, you can back. It's fine.
That's fine. Next on the list is Rich Oak, Dave. Come on, drink
some. I don't like this chair's too low.
Well, I'd swap with you if you want, but I don't want to. You're adjusting your trousers.
I'm sticking to it.
Oh, your shorts. Oh, well, yeah, I'm definitely not sitting in that chair then. I'm bigger than you.
It hasn't got the coating of my leather in my car.
Ugh. That's unfortunate. But you know what that sounds like?
We're not doing the stream from my car.
A you problem. And definitely I'm not doing a stream dono for that. Bloody hell. Although we could do a stream in your car. I'd be on my phone, wouldn't it?
Next time we drive back or drive somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. We're driving in the car. If you don't mind music, it's just one song. 500 miles.
I was going to start taking up on that. That or the Top Gun soundtrack. Yeah, Top Gun Maverick on repeat.
Did David make a mess? I had to take. He did, but only of himself for you. Come lick it up. What? Let's see. Is the rich oak? Yeah. So rich oak is next. We know nothing about this, but it's gets a lot of
This is, I think, officially the most expensive of them. I got on offer, so it wasn't, but an actual regular retail.
So it was
this is the
wasn't
most
it?
expensive. Yeah, this is
Yeah. Because I went and looked at because obviously I will admit Penderyn. Oh, hang on. Uh-oh. Oh, oh, oh. What? That was great. That's brilliant. Jazz hands and everything. Fucking hell, you really went for that. Glug 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 glug. That's really nice. I like one thing about this. So all the others have very distinctive colour. That has a very much lack of on the labelling. It's just grey.
Yeah.
It makes it seem really dull, you know.
They're all 46%. Looks like Portwood is 46. This is 46. They're all stronger.
I'm okay with that because. Sorry. The higher ABV isn't necessarily an indicator of it being too much for us. Not
It's
for-
interesting that they've changed.
To be fair, we had this discussion earlier, didn't we? Because you were guessing all the percentages on the bottles, and 46 was the prevailing number.
It was, yeah, it turned out to be, didn't it? We bought most of the
In
things.
fact, the
around
weakest
46.
one I bought was the Dalmore 12 at 40.
And the one for you now at 40.
That doesn't count. It's not real whiskey.
I mean, actually, it is.
No, it totally is. It's a mix. Come on, it's Johnny Walker
Yeah.
Blonde, Glenmorangie GX, Johnny Walker Red, Johnny Walker Platinum.
Yeah, the 80-quid mixer.
Oh god, the most expensive mixer you can get your hands on.
It probably isn't. I'm sure we could find one if we tried enough whiskey.
I am not mixing my Nuka 12. I'm not mixing my Iron Park Fire, my Jack Daniel's Sinatra Select. I'm not mixing anything I've got. I'm not mixing any of this swag either.
Hello, people.
Imagine doing a mixer with Bunnahabhain cask strength. I mean, it reduced the ABV.
But I'm sure if we gave it to your dad, he'd try
The
it.
thing is, you know what happens if I turn that into a mixer?
We get shot.
No, we get that. For this joke to make sense, it goes from Bunnahabhain 12 sherry cask at 55.9%, and it just goes down 56.6%. It goes down to 46.3% standard 12.
Yeah.
What? Hello, if you're well, freak. Hope you're well. Like, what is the point? That joke was funnier.
Don't worry, Fubar. I'm not modding this stream. You won't get banned. I don't think.
Again. Okay, so the notes say here, honeyed cereal and tangy tropical fruits. Think mango and papaya. A whiff of old oak furniture hangs. I mean, whiffs. Okay, all right. They. Oh,
Thinking of mango and papaya, I'm not getting mango and papaya. I'm getting wood.
I'm getting mango and papaya. I'm getting. I'm getting short burst note, and it's more fruity.
Yeah, shorter. The fruitiness gets.
I'm going to do a long draw now.
Long.
Okay.
We're doing a. So Meg is now doing a Dave snip. He's got his nose in there. He's going. He's breathing deep. He's starting to asphyxiate himself on whiskey.
Oh, that was a bit too. That was like me saying caviar.
Did you get the oak in your nose? Oh yeah, it's loud. That is true.
It's just like saying that felt that was a lot. That was a lot.
It gets quite overpowered quite quickly, doesn't it?
Yes. Do shorter sniffs for the fruit, longer for when you want to sniff a wooden bench. And then get absolutely benched because you've taken far too much for a sniff.
You say "grr," but we know you're moist.
Is the microphone up there or down here? Where's the microphone?
Yeah, there's mics.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought there were things I just poked when I factory reset it.
No,
Yeah,
that's
give me
the bottom.
yeah, give me a paper clip. Just like Yeah, a shorter on the nose. That is honey, and that is so tropical. It's beautiful.
There we go. Now she's
There we
she's
go.
experienced.
Right. Well, that is beautiful on the nose. It's not. I mean, rich oak. But clearly, something happens here.
So at 4 seconds is a good sniff. You get fruitiness, just then get the oak building in the background.
It's a builder. It is because it gets more. It's sort of like it feels like there's a wall of denial there, right?
And not a defender.
Yeah, And as you just hit it just enough, it just start 8.1. It's starting to creep over, and you're like, it's building, but you don't let it come through. Don't let it get. It's like it's like you're not allowing someone to orgasm, and it's just building and building. And you're not letting it go. I did say orgasm, of course, on YouTube. Okay, so you want to sit?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Very good. It says here spiced apple cider, generous vanilla, toasted barley, and waxy
Oh, good,
peel.
starting on the cider already.
Cider.
Cider.
Oh. Portwood has a contender. I like that. And that has got a really woody sort of. Yeah.
It's very different.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot heavier on the palate.
It's interesting.
It's not effervescing.
I'm okay with that. But I would happily lay in a bath of this.
Ragamuffin, I have one thing to say. Shiny.
Very. Thank you for being here, and thank you again for the donation. We really do appreciate it.
Remember to be a leaf on the wind.
You are a Ken doll. What do you know about the O? Well, I thought tonight I'm having Thatcher's Haze. Oh, fair enough. I'm more of a.
Okay, that's good.
I'm more of a. I mean, I had Magners last night.
To cider.
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 I like a good bit of scuttle.
Yeah, we got some Copperberg for tomorrow.
Yes, yes.
On the boat.
I got something and pineapple.
Strawberry.
Thank you. Was it strawberry and pineapple?
Yeah, strawberry and pineapple. I got the strawberry and whatever lime.
Lime.
And then the mixed tropical fruit.
I bought another one, didn't I?
No, you got one. I got two.
Yeah, we agreed to split. Yeah. Fair enough. Thank you for being here, Ragamuffin.
Yes, thank you, Ragamuffin, and thank you for the donations.
Yes. It will go towards a microphone if we are successful in our attempts to acquire a new one.
Yes.
Um,
Unless, of course, we don't need one when we get home, in which case.
no, I will buy another one anyway because Dave needs one. Because it's been a regular complaint.
Yeah.
Although tonight you can hear him quite clearly. You know the fucking thing.
I like this.
We've
gone to the most basic level possible of inbuilt microphone array on a laptop, and this is the best audio for me.
Speaks volumes, doesn't it? You're so high tech. You're basic. If you have that sit on the tip of your tongue, and then let it roll back to the sides, it really works. There's a warmth. Finish. There's more wood on the palate, I think, than it gives off. But the fruitiness and the smoothness is beautiful. A little bit of citrus in there as well. I like
the waxing.
Yeah, no, peels I get, but I get more like citrusy peels.
Not sure about the vanilla.
No, I mean maybe, but there might be I think honey more than
I wouldn't necessarily say spiced apple, but there is a little bit of something that's a spiciness to it.
Not. I don't. Maybe apple cider, but it's very nice. I actually think Portwood has a contender here. Clearly, thing with this is Penderyn put a lot of effort into these whiskies, and it shows and it justifies the price.
Yeah.
Because Madeira is not that, but it can be expensive, but it's not. It's the standard.
Yeah.
The Legend, Myth, and Celt, they're not that pricey.
They're only about £1 cheaper than the standard Madeira.
True, but there's a point to that in the sense of they're easy to make for them now, which is great. As you then move up, you've got the sherry wood, the portwood, peated, and you've got the rich oak, and they're a step up. They're a step up in a direction where they weren't before, and they're moving up in the world.
Yeah.
And I think this shows because Portwood's fantastic. No age statements here.
No.
That's fantastic. The Portwood was brilliant.
I think the important thing with it really is that they've done specific some things. They have done a port, they've done a rich oak, but you can actually tell what they are because the flavour profile has come across. They've
made a very concerted effort, and I think when you sometimes look at the price tags, like you mentioned, the Portwoods is quite pricey. Yeah. You look at that price tag, and some go, "That's not worth it."
I can't remember her name, the head blender of Pandarin, but she clearly knows what she's doing.
Yeah, because I think that's justified a price.
Yeah, because they are. That is the most woody of.
Absolutely.
The Portwood.
They've nailed it. And there are other ones we want to try. I want to get my hands on the football one. You want the headliner.
Yeah.
It
fits in well with my history.
If we'd managed to get the headliner one, by the way, that would have been another ridiculous finish.
Yes. Because that's rum and red wine or something.
Was it Masala or was it something else?
I'll double check.
It was a red wine finish. I just don't remember which one it was. but it just looked amazing. When we saw it, we were like, if we find that,
Yeah, it's got quite a cool design on the bottom.
yeah, it looks like a newspaper, doesn't it? It looks
It's
pretty.
like the Have I Got News for You?
Yeah. So what is the finish? You got it on the phone.
Exceptional Expression, released as part of the distillery's Icons of Wales series. Inspired by David Lloyd George, matured in Jamaican rum and ruby port cask.
Oh, it's a port. We could have had that
This
tonight.
expression has been bottled at 46%. That's apparently standard nowadays. Nose has notes of toasted oak, raspberries, baking spices.
I like raspberries.
Palate is sumptuous with sea salt, butterscotch, and cracked black pepper.
Do you know-
drying, fruity, and sweet?
Do you like Penderyn, Dave?
Yes.
I too like Penderyn, and we should have gotten it if we could have found it. No, okay. If they had that in the shop, no lie, it was on our list of things to get. I did
available for delivery.
So I did provide. Well, they might have it on their website. I did when I went in there, I did give the guy my list basically of what I was looking for, and obviously I lost my lowland and my Speyside, so we found alternatives. And I think, to be fair, the Benriac was what you'd suggested, and he agreed because it's a nice variety. Uh-oh.
That's not botched.
David's just noticed it on Amazon and he's looking, he's like, I've got to resist. He's got to resist, he has to.
Adds to list. Adds to wish list.
Whose wish list? Yours or mine?
Mine.
Okay.
I can do this in start of September.
Okay. You
£54. That's not that much.
Alright, you hold back, you
I've been good.
okay.
Make us witness that I've been good. I have not boshed.
To be fair,
Bosh.
I was being good as well. I saw the Moigner Bunahaven and I said I haven't boshed because it was still processing the payment.
This is true. He then accidentally boshed.
Yeah, and once it finished processing the payment, I was like, oops, I guess I boshed. Discards phone because evidence.
Yeah.
I'm getting another sip of this.
Tell your sister that she cost me a bottle of Penderyn paying for the camping trip.
I don't know if that's what you want to be saying. They don't understand what that means. That's an incredible whiskey, by the way. I'm enjoying this now because this is.
So wait, so she knows I paid for the camping trip.
I don't care. I'm sure they don't care either. No, if you, but there is a step up here
Yeah.
with the quality, and it's not to say the others are inferior quality because they're already a high standard.
Yeah.
But this is a step up, and they've not just gotten it right. They've got M&S got it right, you know.
Yeah.
Like they've nailed it, and they clearly looked for because they're not age statement in this.
Yeah.
This is flavour profile.
You don't want to pay more for something just because it's got a different profile, but actually isn't any better. Whereas you can actually, we're talking Penderyn Legend series. We're talking as probably for the price, very high quality.
Yeah.
Mid-level whiskies.
Oh yeah,
but
they're
at basic entry-level price.
They're comfortable whiskies.
These are still, I mean, based on what we know now, these are still pretty entry-level price-wise for whiskey.
Yeah.
But they certainly punch.
Says the guy with the bag of entry levels, I guess.
But you think nowadays, what does 50 quid for a bottle of whiskey get you?
Not much anymore. You might be able to get yourself a bottle of like maybe a Glenmorangie La Santa if it's reduced.
Live at 15, just about.
If you're in the whiskey shop, you can get a few things. Get a Glen Scotia.
Yeah, but you think back 50 quid 10 years ago,
Yeah.
you'd have got 2 bottles of Penderyn for that.
Oh god, yeah, you would have. I remember I think we paid about 25 quid for ours. I remember that because that was such a. Now I've think about it, it's such a banger.
Yeah. So things have gone up. So the fact these are 50, 60, 70 quid.
That's why I think I base these. I think
still fairly basic price wise.
I think they do the similar thing Maker's Mark do with theirs, where they don't base it on age, they base it on a flavour profile. And then they remove them from the cask and do the distilling and all that.
Yeah, they go, right, that one's 3 years old, it's whiskey. Does it taste right? No. Okay, we'll leave it another year. Does it taste right now? Yes, perfect. 4 years old. Next barrel, 3 years old. Well actually that one tastes right. Okay, that one's in.
Yeah.
Next one might be 7 years old because it's taken that long to taste right. And that's an interesting approach because obviously I think there's still a lot of pretension probably about age statements.
I will. Okay, so I do like.
Pretension may not be the right word, but
no. You have a point. I agree. Because I in January intentionally sought out age statements, and here I sought out age statements. Just to be clear here, I bought Bunahaven 12, Benriac 12, Tobermory 12,
Yeah.
Dalmore 12, Mortlack 13, but that was because it's collection piece only.
Yeah.
But the 4 12s, I bought them because they're 12 years old. But not because I wanted 12s, because I wanted to find one that I wanted to always be on my tray. Thing is, I kind of think I know what wins. It would probably be the Bunnahabhain. Because we've got a good history with that.
Yeah, we've done well with that.
We got fucked on it. But it's a good history. But
Yeah.
I wanted to try out other 12s to keep within that age range just as a comparison. The Tobermory looks really interesting because it looks so crisp. It looks so good.
That's interesting because think of your collections and my collections. So I've got Penderyn. They're all non-age statement.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Glenlivet are mostly age statement.
Mostly, yeah.
The Johnny Walkers are virtually all age statement.
Yeah.
Island Green, Swing,
Red.
I thought it was 10.
There's no age statement on red.
Okay. Red and Quest. I was going to say I had 3, but I thought it was 4. Non-age
It
statement.
might be 10, but it's not on the bottle. Unless they did it on yours before then.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting thing because I think a lot of mine are age statement based. I don't have many that aren't. And there's a reason. It's not really a reason. It's more of a. I think I like being able to compare. Sometimes, like my Tamners, no age statements, none at all.
Yeah, we could have a bottle of double calf Tamner, and we could be comparing that against, say, a Liver 12.
It will be a Tamner stream.
The Tamner might be 5 years old. It might be 30 years old. We just don't know.
We could do an entire Tamner stream next year because I've got about 7 different bottles, maybe 8, including the Master. Oh, actually, no, one of them is Master Mark 13-year-old Tamner Vulen.
Yeah.
That's an option. No, we can do that because I'm more than happy to open the cast strength one. Yeah, based on the original Glenlivet recipe. Yeah,
Which would be very interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with the licensed dram.
We could bring it down and have a little fun. But there's a reason. I'm not being snobbish or pretentious on purpose. I just like the idea of a collection. But then some whiskey companies don't do vast numbers of age statements. I mentioned Bunnahabhain. The only ages they have are 12 and 18, and then up, but they're far too expensive. The other standards are Stirada and Tokakaga, Moigna, the Fayil, which they do one every year. Well, not age statement.
Look at Nika as well. There's Nika 12.
Yeah, there's no age statement.
But virtually everything else is Nika Days, Nika Coffee Malt, Nika from the barrels.
Grain, yeah.
They've got Nika whatever. They're all named.
Nika tailored.
Yeah. They're all named something. It's Gold Samurai. They're all named rather than an age.
Yeah.
Hence, obviously, why back in the day I recommended Nika 12 because it was an age statement Nika that would come up in value. It's 12-year-old Japanese whiskey was running into your supply.
It was a good call.
And then you end up with like 15
on my shelf, my room, most of the whiskies I bought as anniversaries or accents, we have Glenlivet Founders.
Yeah.
Single Barrel.
Yeah.
Jack Daniels. We have Glenkeith. Yeah.
Keith, I think Keith's got an age, hasn't? No.
Distillery edition only.
Yes, this is
right.
Yeah.
We have Jameson's Stout.
Yeah.
And then we had Talisker 8.
Yeah.
Which I consider the king of smoke because
that
is something. But there's a point to this.
It's like we hailed the bonfire in the garden.
It's not just about our collections, but it's about
But you did, so you can definitely compare.
Don't. Oh, that was horrible.
Accurate comparison. Meg, does this taste like a bonfire? Yes.
Does it shoot well? It depends on can you put your fist through your desk. If I punch this desk, yes. You won't have a desk.
It's tempered glass. It might hold up, maybe.
Depends how much I've got.
Not the amount of weight that's on it as well.
Yeah, no. All glass, all structures have a pressure point. You just have to hit it here. Yeah, here would break it. Tempered glass, you go for the joint, go somewhere you can generate more angle. It's a pressure thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So
my special. Well, depends how you define special.
We found that Glenkeith, or Keith in general, lacks. It's got unrealised, a lot of Whelm lacking, unrealised potential. It could be more, do more, say more. It could achieve more, but it just doesn't quite put enough in, or put out enough. It's unrealised potential, and I think it could be a bit more voluptuous in the flavour. But give it time.
Definitely
But we're not talking about that today because we do Glen Keith. We can do Keith on stream later another time.
We've done Keith on stream before, to be fair.
I'd rather not shoot. I can't balance that audio. We need to move on because we've got two more. We've been going for 2 hours 15.
Haven't finished these ones yet.
That's why I also don't know which number we're on.
That one.
Yo, swag fam.
Oh god.
I'm going to do it. You wait. Ready?
You got quite a lot in there as well, to be fair. Oh no, he's making a face again.
Go on.
God damn it.
Go on.
That's sweeter.
That's really sweet.
Floral, yeah, okay. Honey and floral. I can work with that.
Banana fritters.
There's no smoke this week.
I kind of do get banana. I get a little banana.
I mean, to be fair, I haven't eaten bananas for about 20 years, so.
I do, and I do like as my niece calls it,
Yeah.
a banana.
Wait, no,
I
30,
think he
30
puts
years,
in
sorry,
lots
30 years.
of work and is good on the whelm.
No, so Keith was lacking Whelm.
In the context of the whiskey, Glenkeith Distillery Edition was not the wisest option for a whiskey to purchase as an anniversary. If I ever lost one, I wouldn't be too upset about that one because it's just not, compared to the others on the list, it's not. I mean, I get the joke part, that's great,
Yeah.
but in all seriousness, it is a degraded a D whiskey of the tiers because it just wasn't. It wasn't. It's
It
distillery
didn't really
edition.
offer. Again, I suppose perhaps it's fallen into the trap that Founders Reserve did for when they were fans were for me.
Yeah. But the
When
thing
you
is,
hear terms like Founders Reserve,
distillery edition,
Distillery
yeah, you
Edition,
expect a bit more.
you think something extra and above a standard.
There
that
was
you can
nothing
get,
extra
whereas
about
that one,
Yeah.
yeah,
I obviously, no, I mean, this in all seriousness, not as a joke aimed at other people's expense, because you do a lot. You really
you do
do.
work hard.
You
You provide Whelm.
of course, in the form of blues. The issue with the Glenkeith was it was because I did the stream on the wrong channel. I barely raised the money to buy that actually.
Also, there's your compliment forever.
And I just it really isn't that great. If I do a 9-year anniversary stream next year on the main channel, I get the Lagavulin 9.
Yeah.
I kind of want to make it my mission to finish the Glenkeith because I don't have much space up there anyway. You know,
Yeah.
it's just not that great, and I'm more than happy to lose it because it's not a good whiskey.
It's good enough that we could happily drink it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
in the
not.
company it sits with.
It's just one of those strange whiskies where there's not as much going on, and that's where we come back to this because that was about £30.
Yeah.
For 30 quid, I could have got a Penderyn.
Yeah.
And honestly, like if there were like you can get Penderyn plus 25 quid in Sainsbury's.
Yeah, Tesco as well.
Like, yeah. You catch it at the right time, and you just get more for your money. Now, I think that is a mistake with a lot of distilleries that are trying to get there with, like, Penderyn grew over years. These distilleries are trying a bit too hard and giving them, kitschy little names, but they're not. They don't suit what the whiskey is.
I think that's the thing with the English whiskey company as well. That's taken a long time to build up.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look, when they first opened, they had like 2 or 3 whiskies.
Mm-hmm.
Then after a few years, they had chapters come out.
Oh,
And then-
we both have one, don't we?
And they've now got a more expanded range. They've started going to the different carb
It's
finishes.
a shame you didn't buy the popcorn one.
Yeah.
No lie, I was half tempted to buy that, but then I realised.
I think my only thing with it is obviously what I'd already spent. It's a complete unknown.
It's also only 50 cl.
Mm.
But actually, if it's
It
unknown,
was only 50 cl for the price. It was
Yeah.
not much cheaper than the Ardray.
so I
like the
agree with
Ardray, I like it.
I agree with that because if he'd had an option to taste the 50 cl and you did like that.
Yes. Oh yeah, if I'd have liked
For
that,
those who
then
don't know, the English whiskey company had a Norfolk one. It's
Yeah.
popcorn.
Well, the English whiskey company have kind of rebranded it to a degree because it used to be St George's Distillery.
Yeah.
It's now the English Whiskey Company, and they have the English range, which is like their standard, their core ones, which are aged, like obviously the one I've got. And
Yeah.
and
you are right, Leon, about the joke. Absolutely correct on that.
And then they have the Norfolk, which are their, I don't want to say throwaway ones, but they're kind of, we're just chucking this out there to see what they're like, kind of thing. We made this random thing, sort of once.
Yeah.
And the popcorn one is one of those, but it's a grain whiskey.
Mm-hmm. Grain
We
whiskies.
have a lot of that.
Hague is one of the few I've had.
Yeah.
Hague is, and Hague Clubman's good.
50 quid. It was only 10 quid less than the Ardre that I bought for 50cl against the 70cl Ardre. I got to try the Ardre because there was an open bottle.
You did.
liked
You did
it.
actually say, "I see an open bottle. Can I try that?"
Yeah, well,
And he's like, "Yes."
there was an open bottle, so I asked. I assumed that it was a sample bottle, so I asked, and obviously he said yes. So I tried it.
Do you want to try something? I'm like,
So had
yes.
had the popcorn been an option to try,
Yeah,
and then that changed the dynamic. But
Well, to be fair, you got the English rum cask strength.
yeah,
That
after I
and
tried
massive
it,
number as well. That as
yeah.
well. 360 isn't
yeah,
it?
something like that. Yeah,
Like that's awesome. And also it looked tasty.
yeah.
Nice
And
calm.
bottling as well. They're hefty bottles.
They're very chonk.
Yeah,
Very chonk. I like they're very Arbelauer in one respect, but then they
Yeah.
have their own finish at the top. There was a bottle in there they have that I really like the look of called Rye Law.
yeah.
It just looks modern and cool.
Mm.
But after everything I'd spent, I mean, I still wanted the Bunnahabhain 18 really, but
Yes, that was the thing because if they'd have done the web based on how much we spent,
yeah,
if they'd have done that at the web offer price, the Whisky Club member
I would've
web
gotten
offer
that.
price,
I would've
which
gotten that.
obviously you'd be eligible for online,
yeah, I would have gotten that.
34 quid off, then
Yeah.
you'd have probably bought that. Yeah,
Outright. I wouldn't have bought the Moigner.
yeah.
Yeah, I would have happily gotten that instead of the. No, I don't know what I would have gotten instead of. Can't guarantee it. No, I would have bought the 18.
We at work we match our website if they're web prices.
Yeah.
See, I can understand a
Depends on
small
the-
sort of shop, smaller chain.
Prices also sometimes fluctuate compared to the online prices.
Mm.
Like the Dalmore was listed at 71, but online it's 60 something.
Yeah, the
Wasn't well for
popcorn
either.
was £1 more in the store than it was online. The
I kind of get it. I get it. Okay, so
mine was more in the shop.
I have to look at his money well spent on a joke alone. Have you had water yet, David?
No.
Very well. I will put the next one on. Oh, I'm in a bloody chat, aren't I? Do it this way. There we go. Sherrywood is next. That is the next whiskey we're going to try once we've had our agua, our liquid refreshment. Ooh.
Sorry.
Can I pop the next one?
If you would like to pop the sherry cork.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, this is awesome.
We pop it sherry.
Careful, I don't know if I'm okay with that. Right. So this is the last of bottles that have not been opened. So I do feel a tremendous honour at being allowed to do this carefully, of course.
If you asked earlier, you could have done one of the other ones.
I know, I wanted to do one, just the one. I like the bottle, I like the sleekness and this. It's just the base, that is too narrow. Oh, what's that?
The design has grown on me though with the
I like the design at the top. I just wish they brought it out at the end.
Reminds me like a rocket.
Well, if they brought it like a rocket and they had a little flare at the bottom to angle it a bit more, because this is quite narrow and rounded at the bottom. I don't think that's practical. But here is the most important part. If Meg can get his finger in here, which he can,
He's going to defoil it.
I am going to deflower this foil. I'm going to go deep within it, and I'm going to commit absolute sacrilege to its internals.
Bend the foil.
I have.
How dare you!
I'm straightening up. Look, there you go. Doing a bit of a seeing too. There you go. See
He's caressing it back into shape.
But I haven't even naffed the edges.
Oh,
Oh,
7.
let's do it one more time.
7. 7.
You always want a flared base for safety. SH, I couldn't agree more. There you go. You can do the pouring duties because I don't want to do that.
Guess the percentage.
46%. Am I guessing correctly?
Yes.
Penderyn, though, I like they've got a really nice, not necessarily mid-range ABV, but they've got a nice leveled ABV, I think, because it's strong, but it's not strong, you know?
It's not approaching the realm of cast strength, but it's strong.
No, because if I pulled out a cast strength,
Stronger than your average bear.
yeah, it's well. Hang on, what's the standard 12 out? 46, isn't it? Yeah, I reckon the
They're
cut.
not pour. They keep dribbling. Not like in the way they pour.
Because they're rounded. That's why.
All of these little ones have dribble.
I'll take that.
Yeah, you can reach between your legs like that. And behind your right foot.
Thank you.
Megan's currently under the desk.
Got this? See? Got it. I'm. You licking your fingers?
I am. I've just realised that's a combination of that, the rich oak and the portwood.
Licked by Dave. His own
That's
fingers.
an interesting taste.
Does it FFS?
No, but it is new and interesting.
Very well. Could you get that back where it belongs, or you just want? Oh no, we'll put it here. There.
All effort.
It's there now.
Uh,
You've got longer arms. You're fine. So
Splat.
this is the penultimate whiskey. I believe that's the correct word.
Yes.
The Penderyn
Penderyn anyway.
Cherrywood. Based on like levels, this one to me should have been before Portwood. To be honest, because Sherrywood is kind of a standard whiskey really now.
Mm.
So I'd put it below Portwood and Rich Oak, but right off. My tablet decided.
So for anyone that doesn't know what just happened, Meg's tablet just decided to start talking about basic whiskey.
It did actually brought us some hyperlinks as well. So the sherry finishes are very common now compared to Portwood. So I think it should have been before, but because we're doing alphabetical, it makes more sense that.
So on the Penderyn shop to see which one they actually class as the most expensive.
Oh, okay, you do that. I would assume the membership one that's in the blue bottle.
Possibly, okay. But yeah, it's probably that one. But well,
Ooh. Pears straight away. So on the nose, heaps of fresh apples and pears. Sweet candy floss, creamy vanilla, oak and a laxative? Prunes.
interesting.
Apparently this one's going to make you want to poop yourself, Dave.
Madeira, peated. So they do it Madeira, peated, portwood, sherrywood, rich oak. Is the order on the Penderyn website.
Okay. Well, I will happily fall in line behind that. But I generally, because of sherry finishes generally being
Well, that's
quite
it.
common.
Rich oak is only 45 on their website. I should have bought it on there.
Generally speaking,
Sherrywood 42,
yeah.
peated 42,
So-
Portwood 58. The Portwood is the most expensive.
I would generally put Portwood above all of them. I think that's how it should be because Portwood is a newer one. I think just that Sherrywood finishes are so common. Look at the whiskey I bought here earlier. It's a standard 12-year-old whiskey and it's done Oloroso.
Yeah.
Oloroso is the most commonly used sherry cask
yeah,
finish.
Yes, it's true.
And look right here, another one. And what is that finished in? Oh, Oloroso.
Yeah.
Oh, who'd have believed it?
It's almost like we're not drinking whiskey anymore. It's just Oloroso sherry.
Just confirming. Yeah, Oloroso.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just that's how it's done. On this smoky space side, it might be sherry finishes. Oh no, it's yeah. Oh, hang on, sherry masala. Oh,
Yeah.
hang on. What's the sherry one? Does it say? It doesn't. But I would assume Oloroso because it's very common.
Probably, yeah.
They're not going to do it in Amontillado, are they?
No.
Or Palo Cortado, or the other one there, Jimenez.
Yeah.
Yeah. The nose is great, by the way. Just saying. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and it's got a nice, not necessarily overly complex flavour, but it's nice enough that I don't have to think too.
Very clean.
It is very clean. Just checking to see if we have viewers still.
Yes.
We do. Yay! There's.
Leona.
It might just be 11 Leona accounts.
It's just Leona in the chat.
But that's all right. If no one wants to talk, that's quite all right.
That's fair.
Yeah.
They might just be.
And we have been going for 2.5 hours, so yeah, we are nearing our final whiskey, which is the.
This one is a bit like it smells like a palate cleanser. It's got that clean. It's citrusy, like apple, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's interesting because the palate is very different. So perhaps we have a sip at only 9. Yeah. Well, that's heartwarming. Well, that is so fruity. Ooh. Ooh. So it says here. Okay. So don't look at the screen.
I can't read the screen. Yeah.
Barley sugar sweets, Rivita crackers, and sherried sultanas, hints of peach and creamy malt throughout. So the peach is what I'm getting because that is so sweet, like nectarine sort of area.
It's that kind of.
Yeah, but the Rivita cracker, I'm sorry, but you're an absolute Rivita cracker if you think that that's what I can taste.
Yeah, you've definitely gone crackers with that one.
Bob's naked. Carry on, old boy. Absolutely. Hope you're well. Smash that line.
It's just light fruit.
Very. The finish is a bit dry.
Short.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I've got a bit of dryness going on, so I do think, oddly enough, peppery dry.
Yeah.
Creamy butter fudge, yet more pepper, prickle. There's a little bit of warmth, like kicking.
Yet more pepper. Where was the pepper previously?
I think on the finish it does tingle ever so slightly warm, but it's not too. It's like a warmth, yeah, but it's not so pronounced. I think. I do think there is a slight dryness to the finish, though, ever so slight. Do you get it yet? Or
Yeah, there is some. Yeah, a little bit of pepper.
it's not like Singleton 15. That was dry.
Yeah.
No, 21. Sorry, that was
21,
dry. Yeah, that's a very.
There is some peppery. There is something that's like a pepperiness in the back of the throat.
But I think the High Sea Siren. Hope you're well. Hope you're all having a fantastic day today, or evening, night, morning.
Yeah, thanks for the while you decided to join us from.
We appreciate it.
We do indeed.
But yeah, I think this is it's not as pronounced the dryness as others that I've mentioned, but it's not a bad dryness either.
One of the Waterford's ones are really quite dry as well.
There was one, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. Most of those we didn't like.
Which one of them was which?
Most of them sucked.
Yeah, they were quite expensive, but not.
It's kind of like when all
They were these kind of prices, weren't they? They were like Portwood prices for.
They were well, actually, one or two of them were Dalmore 12 prices, and I was like, but you're really just paying for the blue bottle.
How much was the Dalmore 12? You don't want me asking.
Pass me my bag. I couldn't tell you because the receipts are in the bag there.
I'm just wondering compared to what the Dalmore 15 is now worth. When if you if you pay more for that than I paid for the.
I will. You carry on talking to chat while I find the receipt because I've got.
We're just doing some research here for starters in terms of whiskey inflation.
2.5 and 12.
Because we've obviously bought a lot of 12-year-old whiskies, and I happen to have a 15 of the Dalmore that I bought for my dad.
63.90. Because he gave me a discount on that of 10%.
So that was 70.
71.
71. So I bought the Dalmore 15 for dad for £43.
Tax and everything.
That's now like 90 odd quid.
Yeah. To that, I technically paid close to what the website offered for it.
Yeah.
Because they gave me a 10% discount.
Yeah, because it was a.
Oh, these have all the percentages on it. Right there you go. Oh, these are 46.3, 40. But then these two don't.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's interesting that in 4-5 years, the 15 has doubled in price and the 12 is now more than.
Maybe your dad shouldn't open it.
No, he hasn't. Well, he's not going to them. Last time I bought them, he wasn't going to.
Yeah. I'm looking. There are some here I'm looking forward to opening. The Glen Scotia, especially.
Yeah, because that did smell good. I haven't tried.
I have at the sample.
I stopped.
You too.
Yeah.
That I just thought that was brilliant. Beautiful sweetness about that was great. Support the channel, maybe become a member. Oh, thank you for that again. I appreciate it. And yes, you should do that if you want more of these streams.
Yes.
I did. I know that the guy did have a good chuckle behind the bar when I said they may be worth money, but I'm still opening the Mortlack 13. I'm not opening it. I just thought it was funny to say it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not stupid.
Also, for those of you who would like to see more of these streams with better audio quality, please do feel free to donate to Coffee, where we are trying to replace Meg's mic that broke by travelling up here.
Although it might not have broke, but we think it has broke. It's highly likely it broke.
It's broken in the context of the tech we're going to be using going forwards. It doesn't work with.
It broke did. Well,
It's no likely the laptop.
It doesn't like
or the other laptop.
And your computer. Although it might have liked his Alienware.
We didn't try the computer, to be fair, but based on what we found out, I don't think it would have won. The Alienware is the only possibility. I think.
Yeah, true. I'm starting to think that I'm understanding why this is rated a bit. In the order you showed or mentioned, where Sherrywood was a bit higher. I still think the Portwood and the Rich Oak might sit.
It's weird they list them in that order, but then on the sales site, the Portwood is more expensive.
That's not an indicator of quality.
These two are basically the same price.
So there might not be an indicator of quality though. It's an indicator of
availability, potentially.
But also, how much more the Portwood can they make compared to the Sherrywood? Sherrywood finishes are a lot easier to make.
Yeah, there's a lot more sherry cask.
Exactly. They don't make as much port in the world. Your dad doesn't drink that much.
No, and port is generally only made in a few places as well.
So there's not as much of it. Got this fun reply to one of my comments on Hall's video. How do you feel about installing? You'll have to ask me on Discord, Football Freak. I do not know who that is, and also this is probably not the right stream for that. But by all means, put that on Discord and tag me, and I will be sure to ask someone else to remind me to look at it. Okay.
If you put it in server questions on the mod, will prod Meg to come back to you.
I would defer to Dave on that because I have no idea. But yes, I think Sherry, Portwood, and the Rich Oak are an astonishing step up. But we're not at the one that we're finishing on, which is the Penderyn. But we'll get to that soon. I'm not going to yellow swag them just yet. I think one thing I've noticed so far is that generally, for the most part, the tasting notes have been fairly close to accurate.
Yeah. And they're not all. Some of them are from the Pandarin website, some of them from other places.
The Legends were, the Dragon series were, yeah.
We say other places, mostly the good chaps at Master of Malt.
Yeah, as it says on the screen there. The chaps, the good chaps, the old chaps, the chappy chaps, the chappers, the chap wearing.
Thanks very much for liking our most recent Instagram post on Not Worth a Cork.
Hey,
appreciate it.
Yeah, they seem to like every time you tag them, they like it. I never tag them. I should do that. I should do it on all of them. Be like, "Hey, Master of Malt, I tag you, like me," and I was like, "But I bought this all from the whiskey shop." Who've never liked any of my posts.
No.
I really wish they would.
Weirdly, I seem to get, despite having no idea about Instagram really, I seem to get more likes than Meg.
Motherfuckers, how much did I spend in the whiskey shop? And I bought all these bottles, and they were so happy when I bought them.
Perhaps we should put that on the next post.
Yeah, I bought
A picture of all of the swag, all bought in at the whiskey shop Norwich, and see if they like it.
Technically, I bought 8 bottles. I want 1 like from the whiskey shop. That's all I asked for. I should be clear. Technically 8, actually 7.
Yeah.
7. Where's the cork?
But yeah, we what did we say? It was about £900 we spent in there. We said mine's like £550.
137 plus 237.
There were, so we checked the receipts and do math.
1894. Okay, I know what mine is.
So I'm gonna just round mine up for math purposes.
Okay, you work yours out.
4, 5, 560 for math purposes, because I can't be asked to work out.
We spent £1,130. Not and that includes
more than I thought. Just in the whiskey shop. Or does that include your extras?
We're checking.
If we ignore that, that was not in the whiskey shop.
No. My dad's one's in here somewhere, isn't it?
Oh,
right, well, I know what his was. So
this was 48.
It's a 50, yeah?
Well, yeah, we'll round to 50 for purposes of, 6 whiskies in. Math 6 whiskey in is simplified math at best.
What was yours again?
560, give or take, about a fiver.
Correction, £970.
So yeah, we dropped it
because I've accidentally included one of the £80 receipts for something else.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was actually correct because I didn't include the 83. No.
970, so we're at 1050.
Yeah. I'd actually included a different receipt and I was closer to it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. We spent about £1,000.
We dropped just over £1,000 in there.
And it was totally worth it because Yellow Swag Fan. On that note.
Have another sip. That's a lot. That's most of it. That was the biggest Meg sip ever. He's had most of the single. I think he's only had 1 actual sip.
2. I had 2 actual sips. I promise you I did. That's actually alright. There's a real spike on the tongue, sharpness when you do that, but it's actually alright.
I don't think I read the palette.
I did actually write these crackers.
Oh yeah, barley sugar sweets. That I can get in the fruit. Yeah.
I get the peach.
So what's the finish? Peppery, dry,
Yeah,
creamy,
dry.
It's a fudge.
And more pepper. You only get the
Yeah.
pepper on the finish. You only get if you shoot it. If you shoot it, it's there. It's like really intense actually, to the peppery warmth.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no, I don't get it. It's not as dry as a shot either, but hard to. I can't imagine why. Oh, he's going for it. He's only gone and done it. Very peppery on the finish.
Ooh.
Right, very good though. I think it's all right.
Gosh,
That's a lot, isn't it?
yeah. That hits different.
It is very, yeah, very different.
Yeah, I never thought I'd shoot that.
I don't think you should, but it's an interesting shot to do once, so you know not
Yeah.
to do it again.
Learn by doing, as they say.
Yes, I generally think that that is okay. It's just not an ideal shot. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, of course. And thank you, Bubbly Production,
Oh,
for the
thank you
donation.
very much.
Really appreciate that.
Yes, I do definitely appreciate it.
So-
Any all support for the channel is greatly appreciated.
Absolutely. And we are edging, by the way, for those who are listening, closer and closer to the final whiskey of the stream. We are very much interested in trying it. Really appreciate it. Because the last one we decided to put last on purpose. Because it's the very first one. Penderyn. Standard.
I had to let that look green. I was like, wait, does he put the port one up?
I would have been second guessing myself there. This one's different because I've got the tasting notes, but they're a separate image that are going to go on the screen as well. Because obviously I took the photo of my cabin, as you can see.
It's your bottle.
It's my bottle, yes. It's unopened.
Yeah.
It's not opened because I don't really need it opened. I love it. Lovely stream. I'm glad you appreciate the stream, Bubbly. I really do.
Yes, thank you, Robert.
We really do enjoy doing these streams, and you guys have been very generous this evening from Orla, Ragamuffin, Leona, and yourself, of course. That means the world to us.
Wait, did Orla donate something?
Orla donated twice £5 to make noises,
Oh,
and I did them when you weren't in the room.
Ah, I apologise. I did not realise. Thank you, Orla, for the
Yeah,
donation.
two £5 donations on Super Chat. And that's why I started doing all the noises.
Slightly need an excuse to do that.
Well, we're not using the microphones.
wild.
It feels strange to me because I normally lean around here for
Yeah.
it. Now I find the microphones where the factory reset buttons are.
Yes, halfway through the stream, Meg realised whether the laptop actually had a
Yeah. Whereas I was down here doing
He's
it.
been talking to his trackpad most of the night.
Anyway, yes. So the last whiskey, when we get to it, is the gold standard of Penderyn. It is the smoothest. It is the standard. Everyone should have Penderyn whiskey. Madeira finish, which I know live for years. I always misunderstood that. I thought Madeira finish was cake. I thought they literally took the whiskey and put it through cake or something. Because I did not know Madeira was a wine cask. I didn't know this until about 6 months ago. So I legit was like, cake?
Yes, my parents have been there. Well,
Yeah, that's how I
attempted
found.
to go there several times on the cruises. They've been there once.
That's how I found out because you told me,
Yeah.
and I was like, wait, I didn't. My world has been
Island that
shattered.
makes its own alcohol.
My world has
Yeah.
been shattered. I look forward to the day we get like I don't know, maybe a Metaxa finish. Yeah, let's go with
That'd
that.
be interesting.
That'd be different.
You know what's going to happen though with the prevalence of gin? There's going to be gin finishes.
Why bother though?
Yeah.
It's not finished in barrels. It's
No.
just finished in stills. It's done through socks.
Yeah, but they're going to run it through a gin thing and
Yeah, but then you get a vodka one. You're like, well, it just tastes like whiskey. What's
Yeah.
the fucking point of it? Just stop it.
elderflower whiskey or something.
I do like how foolish girl. Hope you're well. I like the idea of the brandy ones though. That's got my attention.
Yeah.
Because there's a few I've seen of late, and I'm like, yeah, let's have that. The Chinese one.
Yeah.
It's exclusively in brandy. cask, and that's like, oh yeah, geothane. It's on Discord.
Yeah.
It's on server. What did you think of this sherry finish though? For value for money, are you as impressed as I am about this? Because they're genuinely worth the money.
Yeah, I mean it's still different to the normal Penderyn,
Yeah.
but it works. They've done it to a profile they've tried to make rather than anything else, and it does. I mean, it is very similar to a lot of our sherry finishes,
Yeah.
but you can still it is different enough that you can tell that it's not just like a common
Yeah.
general sherry finish whiskey,
So I've got a query.
because there are a lot of them.
So you meant like the same with the Portland one, where you've got that variety aspect. I'm kind of curious with the rich oak, whether or not it's a particular oak, because you have it. Okay, this is married with water from Brecon Beacons,
Yeah, the Welsh.
and matured in the finest rejuvenated European X wine casks. See, so this is where I was
So
curious.
it's a wine finish technically.
This is why I was getting curious, because there was something about it I couldn't work. When I hear rich oak, my mind is drawn to like the American oaks. But this is European wine cask. That's a wine. I mean, that could be. It might even be. It might even be
anything though, just wine and generic.
Yeah, but think of some of the countries in the wines. I mean,
French,
could
Italian,
be Cuvée,
German,
could be
Spanish.
Cuvées oak.
Yeah,
Could be that. It could be. That's what I'm curious about, because that's a very different take. Because that also is an inspiration on wine finishes then, and that's actually makes sense.
yeah.
The flavour notes were great.
That'd be an interesting swerve for a wine finish stream.
You can go on your Tamna Villas and be like, yo, Darren, turn. Let's see. I think within 15, let's have a go.
Yeah,
It's just when we start singing to 15, we just need to pull this bed up and be like, alright then.
yeah. Night all.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, 15-hour stream while Meg and Dave sleep.
Yeah, it will be a sleep stream of us snoring on the sofa bed, because the 15's absolutely annihilates us. Singleton 15, nothing else.
Glenord, yeah. Singleton
God.
15, Glenord.
Fuck me, that was good.
Diageo 2021
21.
special release.
Well, the 2023 is the white Chardonnay de Bourgogne, which I'm really looking forward to. I want to buy that.
Yeah.
Because already I'm like, yes.
Oh, thank you for linking our Instagram.
Thank you. All right, so shall we get to the gold standard and perhaps explanation about why this one is so good?
I think we should.
Why is it so good, Dave?
Well,
Because Stone Cold said so.
I mean that is a valid response. This still has a security tag on it as well.
It's not necessarily. Oh, really? Like my legend. So my dad for Christmas
Legend
got me a bottle of Legend for Christmas, and it had the tag on it. So I literally sent him a message on WhatsApp. Hang on, I might be able to pull it up.
I don't think he ever confirmed or denied, did he?
I might have it still. Let's find out.
And this is
November.
old bottle Penderyn.
December. Is this it? 20. Oh, here, it might be this one.
Yeah, not unusual, mate. Stole a bar of chocolate the other day. Inadvertently, to be honest. But we got it anyway. And what can I tell you? I'm on half wages now. I've got to save a penny where I can.
And yes, that is literally Meg's dad on a voice message to Meg asking, yo, why is there a security tag on my whiskey?
Yeah. I literally saw he'd left and I looked at it and I'm like, you've got to be taking the piss. I mean, I'm tempted by the double. I'd happly do a double of this, because I'm not feeling too bad, actually.
No, that was the point I was going to make a little while ago.
We've had a fair few tonight, and I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling... I mean, hang on.
I was then working the math out. I was like, hang on, that doesn't work.
The other
5,
pizza's
6,
down there.
yeah.
So, no, I'm all right. I'm all right.
Whiskey's in.
Yeah, I'm all right. I can do a double of this. Sleep like a princess tonight. But yeah, my dad...
What,
Leona, did you actually hear that? Because that is...
Oh.
That was all right. My dad does sound like a bit of a bloke, and it's quite strange. But yeah, he bought me Legend, and the tag was still on it. And Dave's got his Penderyn Madeira, and the tag is still on it.
Cork is still intact though. This bottle is old, and the cork is still
That is
intact.
a very old bottle, yeah. You know, it just happens though, doesn't it? I've had that happen in a few bottles where the cork's gone, and I've just had to quickly go through my cork bin and just go, right, this will have to do. Yeah, you have to do that now, don't you?
Yeah.
You started to realise If you have a corked bottle, don't lay it on its side, but every so often just take the standard bottle you're using and just give it a little shake to let some of the whiskey get to the cork, just to make it keep it a little, give it a little bit moisture, just so it keeps for a little bit longer. We might look into finding out if that's meant to be the case.
I feel like we need to start investing in replacement corks for bottles just in case.
I mean, I've got spare in my
I'm
bin.
really not convinced. I am not a heavy person.
That
I'm
chair's-
not convinced this chair is overly stable.
I'm just glad I'm not on it
Yeah,
because it's leather and it's warm.
yeah, no, I'm sounding interested.
But yeah, if you heard my dad, that is legitimately what he said after I'd sent him a message.
Yeah,
I'll see if I can find my message. I know you're a bit of a cheap bastard, but leaving the security tag on, bit of a dick move.
yeah.
I don't realise I said that.
As you will see, I gave you the polite version of Meg's message.
Just play it one more time. Cheap bastard, but leaving the security tag on, bit of a dick move. Don't you think?
Play Dad's one afterwards.
Mate stole a bar of chocolate the other day. Virtually, to be honest. But we got it anyway. And what can I tell you? I'm on half wages now. I've got to save a penny where I can.
Dickhead.
It's a laugh at the end.
You had Penderyn to my wish list.
That was a lot.
Oh no, it's your one. Your
Yeah.
list.
Oh yeah, because you see my
Yeah, I've
my
got your
list,
list,
yeah.
haven't I? Yeah.
No, I added the Yeti.
Sorry.
Actually.
Yeah. No, that was. Oh dear, my dad's such a dickhead. But yeah, that
So
was,
yeah, we don't know. That may have been a stolen bottle. We have no idea.
yeah. It's not exactly an expensive bottle either, though. Legend.
No.
It's about 20 quid. It was in Morrison's.
Yeah.
But yeah, because of the gig, he knew he can get me something nice and easy, and it was a good one. You laugh at yeah. My dad's a dickhead for that. I think anyone wants to know why I'm a dickhead. Hi, my dad.
Apparently, it runs in the family.
Now I want to talk to Meg's dad. Don't talk to my dad. Oh,
No,
Meg.
yeah,
Imagine getting our parents on the stream. Considering how your dad speaks, how my dad speaks. Your dad sounds
Oh,
like a
God.
farmer half the time. And also, you can't swear around him. My
No.
dad sounds like a chav.
Could you imagine that stream?
Oh, God.
Getting my dad and your dad either in a room, or me and my dad and you and your dad.
I reckon they'll have a laugh.
Digitally. We could get the same whiskies and have them try.
I think it'd be funnier to get them to drink whiskies that we really like that they won't like.
Oh, Talisker.
No, something really fucking heavy peated. Like,
Where's the Octomore?
where's the lager? You know.
Could you imagine my dad with Octomore?
God, my dad couldn't do it. He won't do a lager. He wouldn't do the Freud.
But your dad would be, the fuck is this?
Yeah.
My dad would be like, what have you given me here?
Well, son, what is this?
I'm not sure I like this.
Yeah, no. Honestly, it'd be very funny to get our dads to do that, but it wouldn't. It'd be hilarious because I know where they meet White Handley because they both. Your dad has done mixers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would do them.
Sit there and drinking Scotch Americans.
He do highballs, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
And freaking whiskey sours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this is.
So there we go. There's a potential stream idea we've just come up with.
Oh,
Dad stream.
Let's not. You've heard my dad talk. It's really. See, if anyone ever wonders how different I sound to my family, that's the baseline.
Yeah.
How different we are.
That is posh versus chav.
It's well in this setting I don't sound posh, do I?
No.
But when if I'm stood next to my dad, hello Adam, hope you're well. I have to change my voice when I'm round.
Sorry, the owner's dad him as well.
Oh God.
Yeah, but the problem with that, Leon, is we'd have to try and get you actual decent whiskey.
Oh, daddy. So we have to. The thing with with the getting like the other parents thing. Whenever I'm round my dad, I do drop my voice a bit just so I don't sound too pretentious. But he knows I'm quite pretentious. He's seen my cabinet.
Yes,
And my bedroom.
Yes.
He knows I've got a fair few. I mean, he hasn't seen this swagness.
And
But-
he hasn't seen the guitar you definitely didn't buy.
That will not be licked by Dave. But
Lynch
to be
accepted.
fair, when I bought the BMG Red Special, the Brian May guitar, I showed him that. He was very happy because he raised me on Queen. And the first thing I did was show him how to play Bohemian Rhapsody on it. I was like, there you go. I'll show you something. It's a fun little thing to play, especially on the actual guitar it's meant to be played on. Argue about Jack being your dad is allowed to be wrong. My dad would probably agree with him though.
My dad will not.
I mean, if you can put it with something to mix it, you might be
it
right.
might be.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever had Jack in America.
It's a mixer. It's not a
He
standard.
does that when he has
What
Scotch
about
America. He
uni?
doesn't
What
really
about
have
uni?
Scotch
What
America.
about uni? What did you drink?
Southern Comfort.
I mean, if you had Jack and Coke put in front of you, though,
Yeah.
yeah, that was the
That's back in the
standard.
days when I drank Coke and lemonade. Yeah.
Same, but that was the standard, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Triple Jack, double Jack, okay, let's go. You know, Southern
Yeah.
Comfort, a bit of lemonade.
Double SoCo lemonade.
The only thing I never had, that I really wished I had, because of the adverts, Pimm's.
Oh, Pimm's is awesome.
I've never had it, but everyone had it, and I was like, but the adverts with Prince Charming.
Next summer I'll be at yours at some point. We'll do Pimm's.
Remember what were the adverts with the
You can ask me with Pimm's.
the comedy show guy? Did the adverts print? He did the Adamant songs. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? Really deep voice, and he just did the Adamant songs, like the highway sort of songs, Prince Charming dancing and all that as well. Remember that?
Yes, but I cannot.
If anyone's British and knows the answer to this, there you go. Oh, apple sours are a banger as well. Do you have any?
No.
What a
My
shame.
parents have.
I know you've got Kendall Mint.
My parents have some because they have apple teenies sometimes. When I make
Are
them.
they easy on the teeny? So,
A chocolatini is good. That's all alcohol and all.
Penderyn, tasting notes in the top corner. On the nose, sweet medium body, herbal vanilla sweetness, resin. All right. Sultana's toast, overripe grape. I like red grapes.
So is this going to smell like your printer?
Which one? The resin
Well,
one?
the
Or
resin one, I assume. I don't know what it smells like when it's working, so you'll have to tell me that one.
I haven't had the resin one on yet, though.
How does one define a medium body?
I would assume it's more not like there are some that are more subtle. So the medium would be one that's a bit more.
So it's not bigger up top than down below, or
I don't have any of that around. Neither of us are medium bodied, are we? I mean, I'm more medium bodied than you are, I guess.
yes, I'm very I'm almost negative body.
Yeah, I mean, comparative, I'm medium body. But I'm quite svelte comparative to the average fat guy. I used to drink the most revolting concoction, JD, Diet Cherry Vanilla Dr. Pepper.
What the hell is that?
Diet Cherry Vanilla Dr. Pepper. Okay. Dr. Pepper I can understand, though. I used to love Dr. Pepper. But I always found it was too fluffy, you know? Too much fizz.
I used to drink Ferrari Jacks, which was Jack Daniels, Coke, and Amaretto.
Okay, I would have happily drank that salt down. I did not know that was a thing.
Norwegian Blue on Riverside.
Like, if someone had I always had Jack and Coke. If someone had put some Di Serrano in that,
Yeah.
Oh mate,
Yeah.
I never would have given up fizzy
Ferrari
drinks.
Jacks, shot this Rano.
Damn.
Coke.
I would have been absolutely annihilated. I don't think I would have finished university at that point. Are we drinking now?
Oh, sorry, yes.
So the reason this one is last is because this one is the standard Penderyn. Thing is, it's fucking great.
This is, yeah.
It's delicious. It's got a lot going on. The palate says thick and sweet, spices, green, biscuity, and custard. I actually kind of get custard. Kind of do, right at the back.
A bit of biscuit.
Yeah, finish. Fresh, crisp spices and stem ginger. There's some spice in there. And ginger, it's right on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
They've stopped making that flavour, F. You like what you like. I used to do Seagram's 7 and Cherry 7-Up. Dr. Pepper strawberry and cream is alright with rum. I would defer to your superior knowledge of the fizzy crap.
Yeah.
Neither of us really do that stuff. I gave it up in 2017. Dave stopped when his body failed him.
Mine's like 2007.
I think mine, well, to be fair, mine failed me it failed me after I couldn't burp. So I was like, right, we're done with this stuff. We'll move on to pastures, brighter, greater, the usual.
Yeah.
And I prefer not to anyway, because, I'll try and mix every so often, but only fizzy I go near now is probably a cider. That's about it.
Yeah.
I'm not as interested.
Yeah, I can manage a beer or a cider with the level of fizz, but yeah, I think there's less fizz in them than there is in the carton.
That's all. Thank you for the £2 donation. Thanks for the great content. Papa moist kebab after? Yes, a kebab would not be too bad an idea.
I mean, you've still got kebab shop pizza.
I do actually have some pizza from last night's gig, yeah. I probably won't eat that tonight, actually. I've eaten a plenty today, actually.
They have popcorn and they have poppadoms.
I'd like the XL bacon double cheeseburger meal, and I've had the steak and
Those,
some cake.
Indian flavoured poppadom sensations.
What do you? Nice. I haven't had poppadoms in years. What flavour?
The like the lime and something ones.
Never tried those. I try one.
Yeah.
I'll have to have it off the stream. But yeah, thank you for the super chat. We really appreciate that. That helps us here. Yeah, reason we did Penderyn last, and we both spoke about this, is because we wanted to make sure the last one, because we learnt this from the last stream with the Lagavulin, that it had to be the benchmark of that particular field.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Penderyn, the benchmark is the Madeira. When it came to the Isla whiskies, Lagavulin or Lafroig 10 are the benchmark. But I say Lafroig 10 because of affordability. Dave is yawning, by the way. 1.
Yeah, they were on 1.
Yeah.
You're on 2.
I always yawn for a third time then. I'm not tired though, that's the annoying
No,
thing.
I'm not. It's just this. Yeah.
Oh, you motherfucker!
It's 10 past 11. You know, it's
We're all right.
Yeah.
We're all right.
it's just that time.
But yeah, we put it at the end because we want it to be the benchmark, and sometimes we want to do that with whiskies we think might be a bit more suited to be, even though they're the standard, the last.
But equally, if we do it with whiskey we know, if we've had a few and we're slightly coloured in our judgment, we still know what this one is, so we can do it last because it doesn't come as a surprise to us. It's not something we have to learn.
That is true, because actually that's something with the port wood, the rich oak, and the sherry wood we learnt, and boy did we learn.
Yes.
The Myth one also, absolute banger, brilliant whiskey, and I don't drink carbonated drinks. It upsets my stomach, so I don't, because I can't burp, and I learnt my lesson.
As did I.
And you give up drinking 15 years ago. Honestly, that's fantastic for you. Honestly, if it's better for your health and your future and your prosperity, fully understandable and supported. I don't really generally drink much anyway, unless he's involved.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, I don't have that much whiskey when we're not together doing the stream.
I do streams on Twitch, and there's a single at most. I don't on Saturday and Sunday typically have a drink, so I'm not always looking for a drink. At the beginning of the year, I made a mistake because I went through a bottle of Jameson's within half a month.
Yeah.
Because I was pouring doubles. And then I realised I was going through far too much too quickly, and I didn't want that to become a problem.
Yeah.
So I reduced it down to singles for streams only.
Yeah.
And then I realised actually that makes, unless you're around, it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because when you and I do it, we just drink. You know, it's just part of the bit of fun for us, really, isn't it? We're not always doing that though. It's just
no, because we're doing this stream tonight. Meg was here last night. What did we have last night? We were at a gig. We came home. We had one
single of something.
BlackRock.
Yes, it was the Bowmore BlackRock. Yeah, singles.
Which, for those of you on Instagram, is what I posted about this.
Yes, we have an Instagram called Not Worth a Call. Leona will link it in the chat if she is able to, and we really appreciate it.
If not, scroll up because she has already.
Yes. But we have been posting there, and we really enjoy doing something not. Dave doesn't really do what I do on YouTube. He doesn't do anything. But I do a lot of commentary, social commentary, news commentary, drama commentary. This is a nice break from that, where I don't have to be that for a change. Which is where I get to invest time in a hobby that I really enjoy. Dave gets to be a part of it, and you really have you really start to now, because when we first started doing the streams, you weren't as I'm doing these gestures, but you weren't as
he's making. So if I'd say the gesture you make if you're trying to say someone has ginormous norks,
it's like you're not as
those sort of gestures.
You're not as like giving. You're not as invested. Yeah.
I when we first started this, I was very conscious that like this is your job.
Yeah.
And I was there as an extra. And I didn't want to cause any issues. But actually, as we got more used to... Also, I wasn't used to talking at a laptop and there being people around other places in the world listening and typing.
IV streams.
I've got more used to the fact that we talk to each other and at the laptop, and
so that's like
people around the world that interact.
When you do that, you start to realize how hard it is to just do like game streams, because then I'm talking to a chat and it's an absolute struggle. Yeah,
and when you like, if I'm driving or more like driving than featuring, and you go out in the room for something, I'm like, what do I do? What do I say now?
Not the easiest, is it?
No,
it really isn't easy. And that's why it's sometimes when I stream it is a blank. But that's where these streams are fantastic, because we are talking together, but we're talking to you guys as well, which I think is important. And also, We did that. This is like a 15th stream we've done, I think. 50. I think it's 14 or 15. It's 15, I think. And I think with the improvement visually and hopefully we'll get an audio.
Yeah.
It will get better. It will. I promise.
Yeah, I mean that's what we've introduced using obviously the bar set.
Yeah.
We've got an idea of how we do the images. We've got my phone, which seems to be able to take a right size thumbnail. We've got multiple bottles, which obviously works quite handily.
Yeah, and also we now we're getting to that stage where we're not just in one location.
Yeah.
And also this is a great way of exploring. So the reason we did Penderyn at Dave's is because Dave has the larger collection.
Saved me bringing 8 bottles down
Yes,
to Max.
because I only have 3.
The 8 bottles I'm taking down to Max.
I have 3, but only 2 I'd willingly open because one was sent to me off my wish list.
Yeah.
I don't want to open it because it's part of like a retirement box. I don't really want to open that box on purpose because I think they would make it just when we're done on YouTube. I can be like, all right, Dave, let's open this box and divvy it up, shall we? You know. So I guess you want the Penderins very well. There you go. Yes. Oh, you don't want the ones that are different. I can't keep those.
Johnny Walker I'll have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe you can have my Dura.
No, fantastic.
Pilot Park, yeah.
Thank you, Adam, for being here. Thank you again for the super chat. We really appreciate it. I'm another sip actually. I'm not going to YOLO swipe on this one at all because I think it's really what I finish after stream.
Oh, good luck with the cancer, Adam. Hope it all goes well.
Absolutely. What's that?
Yeah, I just say a profile picture. There's actually someone's face photo. It's strange for YouTube.
It's strange for YouTube, but I think it's just YouTube. Okay, so back there. Well done, us. I'm going to bring us back here because we've reached
To the bar.
Yeah, we're just chilling now. We don't really have to be on the screen anymore.
I have a problem.
What's wrong? Can't you move your legs? Do you want me to grab your legs?
I may have been stuck to the chair slightly.
Oh, okay. Well, it's leather. It is a really.
I'm not sure it is leather, to be honest.
No offense, but
I'm beginning to wonder if it's leatherette.
I don't want to be the guy that says this, but you may have to afterwards turn it over and give me a screwdriver or something. See if it can be, because it might be some bolts in the legs that need retightening. It's a bit of a. It's not a nice chair. No offense.
No, I didn't buy it. To be fair.
No,
I just came home and it was here one day.
You can't complain.
Parents have been like, David needs another chair.
Yeah.
We bought this one. I was like, there's a chair in my lounge.
Yeah.
This is new.
It doesn't really work with the living room. With the Penderins we've had this evening, where do you think this one sits? If you had to say, not tier all of them, but do you think it sits above the Dragon series? Do you think it sits right in the middle, which is where I think it sits? Or do you think it sits somewhere higher, lower? Because I want it to be higher, but Rich Oak is a wine finish. Portwood is astonishing. Both are actually. Sherrywood, all 3 are above.
It's above them. It's definitely above the Legends.
I think it is, but I think Celts right next to it. Like no Myth, sorry, Myth is like
Myth
right.
is
Just
Myth is the closest.
Yeah.
I would say it's Legend, Celt, Myth,
yeah.
Madeira, and for me, Sherrywood,
Yeah, I agree with
Rich
that.
Oak, Portwood.
So I agree with
Bottom
that.
to top.
But I do want
That's what we're
to
doing
add a
it,
caveat of important context. Just because Legends at the bottom does not mean it is bad.
No.
It is not weak. It is just the smoothest, easiest to drink with less complexity to it.
Yeah, it's the lowest overall quality of a bunch of
We have to
whiskey
point out.
that is all actually
You've left one out.
peat. I just realised.
Yeah. I actually think that probably sits maybe just below.
Third.
I think it's only really that good when he shoots it. I think it's good, but I don't think it is as good as the other 3 tops. I think I put it below Madeira but above Myth. I might put it beneath Madeira, but only because it's not as peated as it says.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I think it looks so. I think Celt felt a bit more peated than that did.
Yeah.
But it's peated when you shoot it.
Yeah.
Fuck me, that was something.
Yeah, I mean, the Portwood was, I think, the best of them.
Oh, absolutely. Rich Oak was second.
The Rich Oak was second just because of the complexity on it.
Oh, it's a wine finish as well.
Yeah.
Which Madeira is as well.
The Sherrywood is definitely a higher quality than the Madeira.
It's also a
but
high
it's
quality
not
sherry as well.
Way.
It's a high quality sherry finish as well. Because I've got some sherry finishes that are just boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Think like, and no offense to Tamnavulin, I love Tamnavulin, but Tamnavulin double oak, double cask is sherry finish.
Yeah. I'm not as big up. I mean, one of my friends from Archery bought me that, and it was a nice gift, but it wasn't anything special.
No, it sits to me at grade D. It's not it's not average. It's just below. I think it's like unrealized potential where they've just found something vaguely profiley they like.
Yeah.
Because they do a sherry finish dedicated. That's better.
Yeah.
So why do the double cask when you've got the sherry finish already?
But arguably, I'd say it's not as good as the standard.
No.
It's just the standard Tamnavulin.
Things that don't do it anymore.
No, well, yeah.
They only do double cask. I think it's silly. They should have brought the standard back, but they ditched it because it wasn't selling as much. But yeah, I think I agree with you on that. I think I would put peated below Madeira only because it's not as peated as it meant to be.
Yeah, it's an interesting take on a peated whiskey.
But also, I put it below because of this.
Well, yeah, the cork fail does hamper. But yeah, it's an interesting take on a peated whiskey.
I like it, but again, it doesn't mean it's weak. It means it's just not as within the context of all the Penderins. There is clearly something superior.
Yeah.
And there is something that is quite weak, but not weak, just it's not as complex. And I think that's important because we like different flavours, but Madeira has to be rated higher solely because of it being the standard.
Yeah. I think what's probably good is that the legends are the cheaper of the ones. They are designed as the more entry level ones.
Yeah,
they're also a little bit of a style.
Actually, okay, there's something else you mentioned there. You say entry level. All those are about 46, they're 41.
Yeah.
What's Madeira? Madeira's 40.
Long way away.
God damn it!
46.
So the Legends, the Dragon series is 41%, based on what I'm seeing here.
The lower ABV.
That would explain why they're smoother as well.
Yeah.
Because that 5% does make a lot of difference. Because like think about Portwood and the Rich Oak, the Sherry. You've got an absolute banger of a set because those three really, like Rich Oak especially, knock the socks off. They're all really good shots, by the way. Don't recommend it for the price. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
No. But yeah, I mean, you can tell that there is that step up in quality from the Legend series to the standard Madeira and the peated.
Yeah, I think I'm right.
And
Red
then to
Madeira
the
higher than
specific finish whiskies, which are obviously the step
just
again.
To also be clear, ABV increase does not necessarily mean quality, but there is something about this in this context with the Penderins where the higher ABV does seem to add something to its flavour. What's the ABV on the Pandarin peated? Is it 46?
Yeah, it might be 46. You know,
Are you right?
it's 46.
Is it now?
I feel like they got it wrong with Hitchhikers. The meaning of the life, the universe, and everything. It's not 42. It is in fact 46.
Based on all the whiskey you bought, 46. Yeah, I think they're right. Definitely a win. The only time I drank in the morning was college homecoming when the bartender really. Damn, they never did that.
We have drunk in the morning, but that's when it's gone from 11 to midnight, past midnight.
Yeah, I mean,
we tend not to.
When I was in what you call like college, I'd go to lectures with a bottle of Lucozade or can of energy drink and sit with my hood up and be like at the back, just like shut the fuck up, lecturer. Quiet, lecturer. Please shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't. No, I didn't really take alcohol.
Also, if we had lecture in E-Fry, we could roll out of bed at 5 to 9.
Oh, that's great. I had so many lessons in there, man.
That was not.
I did because it was the right building for me. I was so happy because mine were on the ground floor as well.
Yeah.
I was so happy. I just my
second year before I had anything in E-Fry.
Yes. Yeah, but I wouldn't
wait.
You did it for here then.
I'm not living in halls this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was on the second floor, so I couldn't just roll out my window and go there because my house was on Humanity. The girls were lower down. Except for the one midget girl that lived upstairs, and I'm like, if you have a fire, you realise you're going to struggle. She's like, yeah, but I've got massive tits. If I hit the floor, I just bounce on you. I'm like, you are right. And those jubblies are great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember being the people on the ground floor were like humanities degrees, and I was like, but your degrees are fake. Surely I'm more important than you. Like one was doing drama. Like, nah.
That's not. Yeah.
I agree with your tier, although I would like to say, just for clarity's sake, Generally, I don't tier Penderyn or many whiskies because I don't really want to. I like to enjoy what it is, which is why I'm really happy with the haul that we both acquired today, because we got neither of us have bought the same whiskey.
No.
Vitally important. There's one that I've bought that I will never buy ever again because I don't want it. But another thing we've discussed in the past is that I don't want to have collections that he has.
Yeah.
Like except for Johnny Walker.
We've established Johnny Walker and Jura are basically the two overlaps we have.
I'd be happy. I'm okay with that, to be honest, because Jura can't go wrong. Johnny Walker, please, bitch. I'm never saying no to Johnny.
Yeah, where we sit in terms of blended, Johnny Walker is just above everything else. So we both have. Yeah.
Both have. I mean, you and I. The overlap are interesting on that because I have bottles he doesn't have, and he has bottles I don't have.
Yeah.
Although he really does need to get Sweet Pea before they run out.
Yes.
Not because it'll go up in value, but because it's delicious.
Yeah.
And also, it's the only bottle I got my older sister to try, and then she smacked me when she did.
Not specifically housed by Major. It was just that was kind of luck of the draw as to where you go.
Well,
in case humanity's people were at the bottom.
Yeah.
I had a flat, so we were all on the same level.
My top floor, one of my housemates did history on the top floor, which I thought was lame, but then he was Nemo. So I figured there was no point in putting him in the bottom because he pretended he wanted to hurt himself and never did.
A couple of seminars.
But the other two were STEM. No, one was Law, the big
roofed one.
Yeah. And the other one was STEM before he got kicked out before setting a fire off in a bin.
But he was probably responsible for the firearms I slept through.
Most of my housemates weren't STEM, they were mostly humanities. One doing STEM did meteorology and oceanography. He was just below me, and yeah, I think I was the only other one. And I looked at them when they were doing their studying, and I was like, you guys are boring. Like, your studying is lame. What are you doing? Reading a book. So you're doing a humanity degree? No, I'm just finding this more interesting than what you're doing. They're all researching, and I pulled out a Warhammer book. I'll sit up with you guys, but you're not interesting.
Yeah.
I wish I'd drank whiskey then. That would have been nice. But yeah, I think there are other overlaps. There are. I have 3 Penderyns, but not by collection. But Jura's a guarantee because we don't drink much Jura, to be honest. But we both seem to have acquired it over the years where we have. But again, we have ones that the other doesn't have. Well, we do have a couple of them that are limited edition, like Jura Superstition. And Jura will be a stream in the future, along with other collections that we have, that I think would be an interesting stream. But we do want to do ones where we do individual bottles instead. Like just talk about Johnny Walker Gold Label Centenary, because that started my adventures, quite frankly. And also I was the first one to acquire it, and Dave ended up with 3.
Yes.
Bitch, you got greedy.
I only have 2 now.
Yeah, you do.
And a bottle light.
And a bottle light, yes. A rechargeable bottle light.
Yeah. I still have 3 bottles. I only have 2 of whiskey.
Yeah, that's all right. Because I've got 2 bottles, and one is to be consumed with steak this weekend.
Yeah.
Or maybe we can do it before the Johnny Walker stream.
Next weekend. This weekend is still tomorrow. But next weekend.
In America, it's actually next weekend because they start the week on the Sunday.
Yeah. Well, for us, it's next.
I'm just being
we used to start my week on Saturday, so.
I agree. I'm just being a pedantic prick.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we're done. We can just go sit in the living room for a bit, can't we?
Yeah, just finish these ones.
All right. Well, I think we had a great time, didn't we?
Yes, I think we have very much enjoyed the weird, wonderful, whelming.
It's right here, mate. It's called The Wonderfully Wicked, Wacky and Wild Whelming World of Welsh Whisky.
I wouldn't say it was anything wacky, but...
It had a W, man.
Yeah, it's certainly whelming, wicked, welcoming, Welsh. There's definitely some whiskey.
And a lot of whelm.
Yes.
A lot of whelm.
We have been whelmed.
We have been whelmed to completion. Is there anything Dave would like to say before we finish?
Just thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. And
sorry.
Rejoin back at Meg's with better audio next time.
Well, yes. Just want to finally say thank you for the donations and the likes. And to all those who actually stuck around. So 9 Leona accounts. We are sorry about the lack of microphone if it does bother anyone. But you can go fuck yourself. We're going to go disappear and finish our drinks and chill out for a bit before we sleep.
Okay.
Yes. And